people. Hello, hello, and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I'm passionate about helping everybody, all victims of all ages, overcome the fear. Oh, yeah, overcome the fear of facing your abuse. And we are all about healing over here. We all about healing and growing and all that good stuff. And we have been coming together now for one full month in the name of Justice for Shanquella Robinson. And I'm just excited that we are here doing it. And thank y'all for coming out tonight on this here Christmas day. And I hope everybody had a wonderful day. And grateful that for those of us that didn't have anything or was alone, like we've been seeing this time during this seasonal depression time, that we want to make sure that we are available to one another to extend love and support and all of that good stuff. Hey, what's up, baby sis? This here is in your honor from a live that we did a couple nights ago, when you were talking about your mom losing your mom on Christmas back in 2000. So that's what we here in support of everybody today, and especially for Shanquella's family. It's going to be their first holidays, and losing a loved one during the holiday times is it's difficult. It's difficult because these holidays are going to come by every year. Every year there's going to be some holidays coming by, and this could be triggering, especially when you have the loss to remember. So not only do you have to deal with the holidays when you're expected to be happy and festive and bubbly and all that stuff, you have the memories of the painful experience that you had to undertake. So what's up, JP6? What's going on? What's up, people? JP6 saying we got Courtney in the house. Hey, Courtney. Courtney says, hey, everyone, Merry Christmas and justice for Shanquella. Yes, yes, yes. Thank y'all so much for coming in here. And hey, Queen BG says, hey, all around Natural Beauty RN. It's been a minute, been busy and trying to catch up, but I'm here. And thank you for keeping Justice for Shanquella Robinson story live streaming going. Thank you so much. And thank y'all for coming back and helping me to continue to keep Justice for Shanquella. We're working together. I'm really loving this community that we're building over here. I love how we are coming together, in a peaceful, respectful way. I love how that's going. Hey, Rebecca says, this is just so sad. They took Shanquella's life for nothing. Praying for justice for Shanquella Robinson. I know had made so many plans for her business. Yes. Y'all, thank y'all so much for that. And I'm just excited about what we're doing here, and that what the work we're doing is being greatly appreciated, and we've been growing ever since. Super excited about that. Hello, says you take your time. Thank you so much. Yes, and I'm just excited about tonight. I'm excited because, like I said, we are here sending love and support because, like I said, this is the first holiday. The first holiday is going to be super difficult because the wounds are still fresh, and a lot of times people spend a lot of time, like baby sis was saying, her mom was big on the holidays, and sometimes when you have these traditions and stuff like that, and then a loved one is lost during that time, it makes it difficult for the family. What's up, Mac? Mac says, my goodness, you're exactly what I asked Santa for. Did you ask Santa for this? Thank you so much, Mac. I love your flattery. Love it. What's up, Luz? All right. Merry Christmas. God bless. How was your Christmas? How many gifts? And get this year. Sorry, I'm so nosy. It's been good. It's been really good. I can't complain. I'm here. I just made another year. For those of you who don't know me, I'm 52 years old, And I'm the mother of 3 adult children, 2 kings and 1 queen, 2 XY chromosomes and 1 XX chromosome. 2 boys and a girl, okay? And over 30 years of nursing experience. That was my career. That's what I did. That's all I've ever wanted to do. Ever since I was a little bitty girl, that's all I ever wanted to do was to be a nurse. And I really enjoyed nursing and caring for people and all that good stuff. And along those 30 years, I have acquired a ton of experience. And I was telling y'all how I worked on the spinal cord with the spinal cord injury people. I've worked in the trauma with the traumatic injury people, and I got a lot of experience. And can't fool the nurse. And over here on this channel, we do math and science. We all about math and science. We don't do delusional thinking. We don't listen to it. We don't give any credit to it because that's not how it is. We just do math and science. Says happy holidays to all from MMAC, all right? And welcome to all the new people. And I hope y'all hitting that like button on your way in here. I do get something out of it. See, Travis Johnson says Merry Christmas, all right? What's up, Jamie? All right, new name there. Hey, John Q, what's going on? Says hello and Merry Christmas, Miss Natural Beauty. Thank you so much, and I hope you are having a Merry Christmas also. And thank you for coming out, spending some time with us here. John Q has done a lot of work, and y'all can go back and see. He was a guest here on 2 occasions and shed a lot of light and information to this Justice for Shanquella case. And also on his channel, he features a lot of information on the Kanika Jenkins case and stuff. So remember how we were tying all these things together, which was encouraging us to continue to stand for justice for Shanquella, because we believe that if we stand for the justice for Shanquella and we get it, that's going to open the door for us to get justice for the other femicides in the past and to decrease future incidents. So thank you, John Q. Let's see. Lou says justice for Shanquella Robinson, the queen of YouTube and all hearts. All right. Thank you. Yes. All right. Hey, Olivia, what's happening? What's going on? Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas. All right. We love it all. Hey, what's going on, Mona D? Mona D says hello, Trey, and everyone. Welcome. Y'all coming on here and hit that like button, please. Hit the like button. Yes, thank you so much. There we go. Girl, I'll be 50 years old in January 31st. Okay. 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 girl. Love my family. Good. All right. My oldest son's birthday is January the 29th. Yeah, so I've got 2 of those Aquariuses. Yep. All right. Okay, good. Representing for us Gen X people. And that's where my passion is at, Gen X, because we are a special generation of people, right? We was the latchkey kids, remember? We was back in the day when they didn't really do nothing about child abuse. You know, you could beat the hell out of your kids all you wanted, and nobody could do nothing about it because them your kids, and if you want to beat the hell out of your kids, that's what you was able to do. But nowadays, you know, things are a lot different. So we Gen Xers, we was part of the time, you know, we didn't get the babysitter, right? You got that key, you wore around your neck, and you knew not to let nobody in the house. You know, we had different rules. So we are a little bit tougher and a little stronger than some of the y'all younger generation people that get very sensitive. And then we have to tell the whole world to change the language and stuff so you don't hurt their feelings because they get mad. You said I was a he when I say I'm a she. Let me stop. I'm just joking, y'all. Anyway, I'm a nurse, and you know we're trained not to support delusional thinking. So, and here we go. Mona D said, "Merry Christmas to everybody," and Merry Christmas. All right, where Miss Natural Beauty's gift? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all giving me the love and support. What's up, Sonia? Hi, I just subscribed. Love your energy. Thank you so much. That's what we doing over here. We building this community. We new over here. We a community of love, and that's how we get down. Y'all know 90% of nursing is caring. Here we go. So we doing the thing over here. What's up, Rebecca? Rebecca said, my 3 brothers passed away 3 years ago. 3? My brothers passed away, excuse me. My brother passed away 3 years ago. All the family would meet up at his house for the holidays, but he's no longer here, and he is very well missed by the family. Yeah, and that's when it's even more tough, when the person who, was the place, the family everybody met at for the holidays and stuff. Yeah. So I'm sorry for the loss of your brother. And I know this is difficult during these times when, when you were used to meeting over your brother's house for the holiday. So Rebecca, we sending out roses and loves and hugs in the chat for you and your family. And I'm gonna do this too here. I knew about baby sis had told me about her situation, so I got this little thing made up here for Auntie Duck down there. We love you, baby sis. We love you, baby sis, and also Rebecca too, and anybody else out there in the chat that lost a loved one. During this time here, this is why we're here during this holiday time, to support those that don't have, didn't have the family to go over to celebrate the holidays and stuff with. So that's what I'm here for. And again, y'all, I told you I've been a nurse for 30 years. And as a nurse, we already know that we're not going to get any holidays, because right now I'm going to shout out to all the nurses that's working right now. All the nurses that's working, because holidays off is not in the cards for you. So if you're choosing to get off into this nursing game, be prepared to, give up your holidays. No holidays for you. No holidays for you at all. That's just how that goes. So that's why I'm here tonight, because I'm used to not really, celebrating the holidays and stuff. However, I did get out today. I saw family and shared some food and some love, and I'm here to dedicate for you all tonight with more peace and love and all that good stuff. All right, so let me just get a few more of these here, and then we'll get started with our acts of faith. And then I'm going to do something a little different tonight, because if y'all can see, channel here is monetized. So I'm going to read off the chat rules and all that good stuff, so we can, make sure that we're keeping our chat respectful, because that's how we get down over here. We don't do none of this, fighting and being disrespectful or being ugly over in the chat. We don't do that. It's all about beauty, beautiful people inside and out. Say, Olivia says, I'm going to have to go and watch your Kanika Jenkins, another sad case. Yeah, that's John Q. Yep. Exactly. And then we were just saying how, all these little femicides will be having these little connecting the dots and stuff like that. So that's why it's super important that we continue to say justice for Shanquella. And Regiment 65 is saying, welcome, Merry Christmas. Y'all, I'm really loving this here, y'all. Thank you so much for coming in here. Wow, Treya, my 7-year-old daughter birthday is, okay, 7 on the 29th. Yes. My daughter, her birthday actually was supposed to be on the 29th. However, she was late. And didn't get here until February the 5th. And that was so sad for me. I remember this being so sad, because I was ready for that baby to get out of the body. And on that note, I'm going to do something really quick too, because I always talk about science, and I had got that the pelvis for y'all, and I'm going to do the thing real quick, since we're talking about babies and all that good stuff. So now I'm going to save that for a little bit later. Thank y'all so much. She says, yes, I'm 55 and you right. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Okay. So it's a few of us that didn't, that's chilling on Christmas, that's coming together for this. All right. I see y'all out there. JP6 says, no time for sensitive Sallies. I know, huh? Shoot. What's that? The millennials? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't have that kind of like it wasn't like that. We didn't have, you couldn't, you just had to tough it up. You had to tough it up. And then like we didn't have things like the helmets and all that stuff. We was popping wheelies and all that stuff with no No knee pads, none of that stuff. You just do the thing. You do the thing and you just fix it. You work it out. Hey, Chi-Town Fit Queen. Okay. All right, that's a new name. All right, so shout out to us Gen Xers. All right, John Q said there should be some movement from the U.S. Department of Justice within the next few weeks concerning the warrants that was issued for the aggressor in the case. All right. All right, so that's some good news. That's some good news. That's some good news. Thank you, John Q, for that update. All right, we get the updates over here. Everybody, we be coming together, putting in the work up in here, just keeping it going. Girl, you light up the room when you get on. I was waiting for your live. You, the bomb. Thank you very much. Thebomb.com, baby. Y'all light me up. Y'all really encouraging me and making me feel so good. Y'all turning me on in this here chat. I'm loving this here live stream we'll be putting together here. Look at that. See the roses. That's what I'm saying. We got the roses going. We got the roses going and all that good stuff. All right. We got some more people coming back up in here. All right. Here go. What's up, Riley? And, okay, Ernie. All right. Justice for Shanquella. All right. And see here, we got, my daughter is a nurse. Yes. Okay, good. Shout out to all the nurses because, like I said, it's a big sacrifice, like I said, there's some nurses right now that had to, do a quick little Christmas with their children and then, head out to the hospital or, work last night and then have to come home in the morning, do the little quickie thing with your family and then find you a chair where you can, sit up and sleep in and pretend to be participating with the rest of the family. But nursing is hard work. It's really hard. A lot of people think it's a glamorous job, but it's not. It's not. It's hard work. So good for your daughter. That's very, very good. We need the new nurses, right? Need them out there. And Deidre says, Merry Christmas and evening to all. Yes, thank y'all so much for coming out on this here Christmas Eve, and we're giving love and support to everyone who's lost someone, during these holiday times. And we are here to, celebrate the memories and, give love. And, this is me giving y'all a big old virtual hug, So I'm just super excited about how everything was going. And too, I'm still floating from a few nights ago when we had an awesome live. We had Martin Lewis Resurrection come up, resurrected, come up on this panel after we viewed a few of his videos. And he has an awesome channel. He's an awesome researcher, and he's dedicating himself now to do this, what they call this mystery type of stuff, this little mystery type of detective stuff. And everything's going really well. And it was a big treat. And I'm excited because he's going to use the some of that footage and he's going to make a video. So I can't wait to watch the video and see us in there and stuff like that. And thank you, MMAC. You had a great question out there. And we had a great time. So all y'all that wasn't there, go back and catch up on the videos a few days ago. It was really great. I didn't read that. Let me get back on there. What'd you say, Rebecca? Say Baja California is on the borderline of Mexico. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Queen Bee says, come in hitting the like button. Thank you. Let me see what these likes is looking. Oh, that's true. It's 81 people up in here and only 35 likes. I'd like to see the likes move. Makes me feel good when I see the likes moving up in real time. Let's see here. It says, anything new of Shanquella Robinson case? Let's see. Good evening, All Natural Beauty. Merry Christmas and thanks for sharing. You are welcome. Okay, we got one new person here. Monarch Travel and Entertainment says, Merry Christmas. All righty. Excellent. Okay, so what we have been doing here is we've been reading our Acts of Faith, and I've been really happy about reading the Acts of Faith. Like I said, this book, been keeping up with it. It's from Iana Banzette, y'all might know. Ooh, how do I do this? There we go. From Iyanla Fix My Life. But back in the 90s, she was an author. Not was, but she was working, doing an author. So she had books. A Yoruba priestess, a cultural custodian, a spiritual life counselor, and her books very powerful. This Acts of Faith is daily meditations for people of color. And, it's really just for people, all people. So they're daily ones. And today is December the 25th. And what I love about this is that these words are still very prevalent today. And it's real positive for manifestation of all good things. So here we are, December the 25th. And it says, make a prayer acknowledging yourself as a vehicle of light, giving thanks for all that has come today. And that is by Diane Yahoo. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. All right. And then Iyanla says, just for today, allow yourself to embrace all that you are every moment. Know that you are a vessel of light. Allow yourself to release all doubt about your abilities, the mistakes of the past, the fear of the future. Just for today, remember that you have grace. It is called breath. You have a connection to the divine mind, the power source of the world. Just for today, remind yourself, I am one with God. I am one with all the power there is. Just for today, be a little child. Know the world is safe. Know that you are loved. Know that you are. You know that you are just where you are. God is. Just for today, be free. Be peace-filled. Be loving to yourself and all others. Know that you shall not want for any good thing. Just for today, give praise and thanksgiving for everything and let the universe know you are ready to receive more. Let the light shine on me today. I give thanks and praise. All right. That was a really good one for today, December 25th, giving thanks and praise. All right. So I'm super grateful for that. And for our chat that we have here. So before we get started with our first video, which is going to be from Justice. How is that? Justice. How is that? I have a is there feedback to y'all? How am I sounding out there? Put a 2 in the chat if this is like the sound is off. Put a 2 in the chat if this is I hear myself. Let me hold up on a second, y'all. Let me get out and come back in. I think I'm in too many boxes. Too many boxes. Get out and come back in. I think I'm in too many boxes. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. There's the problem. Okay. Hello. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right. So the 2. Okay. I am so sorry, y'all. It should be better now. Is it better now? Put a 1 in the box if it's better now. And then hit me with that 2 again if I'm sounding kind of weird. Thank you. All right. Now, see, y'all should have told me a little bit earlier. I didn't even realize I'm having this here echo. All right. So thank y'all so much for y'all's patience and for sticking with me. But we got it under control now. I love y'all. Y'all so sweet. It's sweet loving to me. All right. Okay. So anyway, let's go with, okay, now I got to pull up the videos again. I had to close out too many boxes. All right. So uno momento while I get our docs. Get tonight's lecture back up on the screen here. Ooh. And I hope everyone had a wonderful a wonderful day today, and all of their dreams came true. All right, so let me see. Who did I say? Oh yeah, Lucy is gonna be our first one. Sleuthy Lucy. Uh-oh. Sleuthy Lucy is gonna be our first video. And let me cue it up here.
Low cost health plan at healthcare.gov.
All right, and we get it ready to share the screen. And here we go. Holy smokes. Okay, so here we go. We're getting ready to see our first video from Sleuthy Lucy. As soon as I can get it going here. Got our screen shared. And all right, here we go. This one's called Explosive New Information Destroys Colleague and Dr. Carolina. And this here is 1 day ago. So here's your recent information. Somebody asked about our update.
Examine the story of Shanquella Robinson and the Cabo Six, those 6 vile travel companions who accompanied her on the trip to San José del Cabo, Mexico. And today, it didn't get any better when I discovered another bombshell revelation about this case while working on part 3 of this video series, the timeline. Part 3 is coming, but I had to bring this to you immediately upon finding it. As far as I'm concerned, this is breaking news because no one is reporting on this. You are not going to believe this. In fact, you might want to sit down for this one because it's about to blow you away. What I'm about to tell you absolutely makes it worse for the doctor, Khalil, and Nazir, who crosses his heart and hopes to die in efforts to convince us he didn't know anything.
I didn't know nothing. They didn't tell me nothing. Crossed my heart. I hope to die on this Bible way.
He didn't know the time zone he was in. He didn't know the address to the villa. He didn't know Shanquella was beaten. He didn't know she wasn't drunk. He didn't know he didn't know. He didn't know she was already dead when he arrived. And unfortunate for him, he didn't know we wouldn't trust the words coming out of his mouth. But first, I want to talk directly to Khalil. Khalil, what were you doing on the afternoon of October 29th around 4:20 p.m. Mexico time? Were you doing more standing around watching like we all saw in the video? Or were you making phone calls? I have you on record doing the latter. What? And I'm especially interested in the phone calls to Shanquella's mother, Salamondra Robinson. That first call you made to her. You know, the one where you told Salamondra that Shanquella was sick from alcohol poisoning, that she was resting, not really responding, and that you were waiting for the doctor to arrive. That call. Khalil, you made a huge mistake during that call. I know exactly what you did. And unfortunately for you, it is hard evidence of your part in the cover-up of Shanquella's murder. It's smoking gun evidence, Khalil. Do you know what smoking gun evidence is, Khalil? According to Cornell law, the phrase smoking gun has widely been used to mean a discovered piece of evidence or fact that proves a theory or point. In law, the term is most often used to describe a piece of circumstantial evidence that will lead to a person's conviction. Khalil, I'm about to lay bare what you did to hide the truth. Up to this point in part 1, caught, and part 2, paid off, we have uncovered some condemning inconsistencies in the police report, like the fact that the doctor said she arrived and found a female who appeared to be inebriated.
Look at that. And some stable vital signs, but dehydrated. Now, how are they able to determine dehydration? She didn't take no labs, right? Look at this line up in here.
Showing signs of dehydration, not responsive, but with stable vitals. If we are to believe the alcohol poisoning story, doctor, you do know it would not be possible for her vitals to be stable if she drank an extreme amount of alcohol, right, doctor? We're going to get into it. We're going to get into smoking gun evidence that reveals that the entire police report was a collaborated cover-up. We're going to get into when they had the opportunity to fabricate it and how they messed up big. We're also going to get into the $5,000 that Khalil asked for during that first call to Salamondra. I'm also going to share with you what I believe is the real intention for that money. It's not what you think. And we're going to also discuss the true origin of the alcohol poisoning story. Remember that friend Nazir was referencing in his Instagram live?
Mexico.
Let's just say right here, Nazir, I know who that friend is now, the one you tried to pretend like you didn't know. We're going to get into it all.
Ooh.
But first, be sure to hit the like
We
button,
did.
subscribe to the channel,
We
and hit
have.
the notification bell so you don't miss out on updates to this story,
All right.
trending topics,
We
and so much
appreciate
more.
you.
Now let's get into it.
Yeah.
Shanquella Robinson, a beautiful young entrepreneur and avid traveler, just set it off to San José del Cabo on October 28th with 6 others to celebrate birthdays in the luxurious resort Villa Linda 32. In less than 24 hours later, Shanquella was found dead in her hotel room. The 6 travel companions told Shanquella's mother, Salamondra Robinson, that she drank too much alcohol and ultimately died from alcohol poisoning. The next day, Salamondra received a disturbing anonymous call saying that her daughter had been attacked in Mexico. Let's take a listen.
I got a call from somebody, I didn't even know who it was, and they said that they was over there fighting that girl.
Then a video confirming the family's suspicions appeared online showing Shanquella naked, being brutally attacked by one of the 6, Dejanay Jackson. When the
Wow.
family confronted the Cabo 6, they gave different accounts of what happened, but they all insisted it was the alcohol poisoning that killed her. The term alcohol poisoning is an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever used this term? When was the last time you described someone as having alcohol poisoning? Probably never. It's
What the
just
hell is
not
that?
a
Is that a
term that the
drink?
general public uses when describing someone who drank too much. The term alcohol poisoning sounds more like a medical diagnosis, doesn't it? It implies that medical testing has been done to confirm it exists in a person.
Thank
To me,
you.
it sounds much more extreme.
And it is. And when would they have had the time to determine that? Did they take labs? Did they get a urine specimen? How do they know this alcohol poisoning? How? That's not how this works. That's not how this works. It's not how it works, y'all. See, Beverly Foster said, I thought I heard Quilla had money in her luggage. Most people use traveler's checks. Maybe the Mexican cops demand more money, which is why they called her mom for the bribery money. Yeah, and we know that Mexico is corrupt, and that, that it's not uncommon they take these bribes and stuff. We saw that, just the next day that there was another unaliving, and they used the same cookie cutter excuse, alcohol intoxication. It's, you can get them real cheap out there. You can get them real cheap out there. It's like those underground BBLs. You can get them real cheap. All right, and see, hey, Johnny says the friends is the doctor. Yeah. Monarch Travel Entertainment says, we are travel agencies, not only offers packages. Well, we ain't traveling to Mexico for show. Thank you so much. What's up, Days Away? Insurance is not a problem anywhere. The doctors can take any insurance, and if it's not accepted, you get the bill. So $5,000 was a cover-up and so forth. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they were trying to say that, Mexico has these little different rules and all this kind of stuff. But that's a good point, too, because I was concerned about that. It's like, okay, so you mean you can't go vacation somewhere and something happened? You can't get medical coverage? Really?
Than being drunk. Typically, when someone drinks too much, we refer to them as drunk, wasted, tipsy, having a hangover, inebriated, intoxicated, 2 sheets to the wind, and even lit. But alcohol poisoning is not a term that everyday people use. The term suggests something more technical, that the person has crossed a line from being drunk to a more life-threatening level of intoxication. It suggests to me that the person saying it either has a medical background or has received a diagnosis from someone with a medical background. In fact, when I researched the term alcohol poisoning, I was hard-pressed to find symptoms that differentiated it from symptoms of drunkenness. Let's take a look. Here you can see some of the symptoms include nausea and vomiting, confusion, slurred speech, aggression, unconsciousness and unresponsiveness, seizures, slow breathing. Now, the last 3 symptoms have me raising an eyebrow. Seizures, unresponsiveness, and slow breathing, they sound much more serious than typical drunkenness. According to balanceluxuryrehab.com, drunkenness rarely causes breathing difficulties and unconsciousness, though some people who have had too much may pass out for a short time. Take a look at this from Health Tap. Here, someone asked Dr. Anthony Bertino, a clinical psychologist for 24 years, what's the difference between intoxication and alcohol poisoning? He says, they're the same. Every hangover you get.
Now, this doctor is a psychologist, not a physician. A physician would be a psychiatrist. So really, he's not the authority to say this here.
Is actually symptoms of alcohol poisoning. So whenever you have a hangover, you are actually recovering from alcohol poisoning. In summary, if you're not a medical professional with knowledge on this topic, alcohol poisoning simply looks like drunkenness. So how then did we go from drunk to the more technical medical term alcohol poisoning without a doctor's diagnosis? Remember what Nazir told us? Let's take a listen.
During this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Kula wasn't feeling good. They told me that Kula was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. And they got that because one of their friends.
See there? They got that because one of their friends. Now look, he's standing up now because he already know the story he's getting ready to tell. Y'all saw how he was all fidgeted and fidgeting around before that, right? And now all of a sudden now he getting ready to tell the story that he's already planned out. He's standing up because he is prepared to tell this new story. Because he already know what he's about to say now. Watch his confidence.
Told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
He said that a friend of one of the Cabo Six said they were seeing signs of alcohol poisoning. So you mean to tell me that one of the Cabo Six's quote unquote friends said they were seeing signs of alcohol poisoning, that Shanquella was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning?
Yeah, and what is that?
Really, Nazir? How did this friend see Shanquella's symptoms? Did they FaceTime this friend for them to look at Shanquella? If you did FaceTime, why didn't you offer that same courtesy to Shanquella's mother when you called her, Khalil?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the friend.
Yeah.
Whose friend was it, Nazir? Was it Winters? Was it Dejanay's? Whose friend? What was their name? Nazir, you have no idea, but I am about to lay bare the name of that friend. You know this friend too, don't you? So here's what we know about Saturday, October 29th, the day of Shanquella's murder. By the way, I've explained all of this in part 1, Caught, and part 2, Paid Off. If you haven't seen those, you might want to review those first. So on October 29th, Shanquella was attacked by Dejanay Jackson in the morning. We know that the death blow took place on the video. Medical experts have confirmed this. We also know that the Cabo Six set it up for the maid to find Shanquella. They made it look like an accidental death by falling in the bathroom because she was drunk. This is documented in El Independiente newspaper. You can see it here. The Attorney General stated in an interview with the newspaper that at first the friends made it look like an accidental death by falling in the bathroom because she was drunk. Now, this was translated from Spanish to English, but I want you to notice that even the AG uses the term drunk, not alcohol poisoning. Ride with me here. So the next thing was Nazir's arrival, and he had a lot to say about them moving her body around the villa. There are documented accounts of movement to the bathroom, from the bathroom to the game room, and then finally to the living room. Then they called for non-emergency medical help at 2:13 p.m. Take note of this, as these are all clues to illustrate what was really going on. Then the doctor arrived at 3 p.m. Let's take a look at the police report more closely to see what happened next. Okay, we see here that at 3:15 p.m., Dr. Carolina arrives. And then it states that she found a female with stable vital signs, but dehydrated, could not speak, and appearing to be inebriated.
Right. Which we know right there that is a lie, because we saw the injury, we saw the attack. And we know that according to the death certificate, the autopsy report says that her cause of death was the severe spinal cord injury and the atlas luxation of the head being knocked off of the body. So her head was knocked off of her spine, right? Her head knocked off the body, right? And that after receiving that injury, that the life expectancy is 15 minutes. So if that happened, if the doctor got there at 3:15, it's a lie that she had any vital signs, because that was well over 15 minutes before she had after receiving that injury. So the doctor is getting there part of the cover up, because all that there, the doctor talking about some stable vital signs, all lies, because she already was expired 15 minutes after the injury.
Next, it says she was then told by the friends at the house that Shanquella had drunk a lot of alcohol. And then the doctor suggested that they transfer Shanquella to the hospital, but her friends insisted that she treat her in the villa. And then the next bullet says the doctor attempted an unsuccessful IV. What's wrong with this picture? I'll tell you what's wrong. From 3:15 p.m. to 4:20 p.m., the doctor does nothing to treat Shanquella. To be fair, her notes say she attempted an...
Now, the other reason why I don't say that, I don't believe that that's a real doctor, is because when have you ever had a doctor spend more than 6 to 8 minutes, 10 minutes tops, in the actual assessment room with you, giving you any, one-on-one attention? When you go to see the doctor, when you go to the doctor's office, you may spend some time in there, getting your measurements and your vital signs and taking some labs, or, some things like that. There's some things before the doctor actually comes into the examining room to see you. But when has a doctor spent an hour with a patient, any patient, right? So it's highly unlikely that a doctor would be spending more than an hour, working with a patient. That's not how they do it. It's not how they do it. It's not how they do it. So that's my other reason for thinking that these cover up is from lower level people that aren't, that may be associated or tied in with the doctors and stuff, that able to get their actual names and license number and all that stuff. But I don't think that physically the real doctor was there writing off this baloney stuff, because this isn't that makes sense.
IV but failed. So again, nothing was done for Shanquella during this time. There are no signs of urgency reflected on this report.
And nobody's spending an hour trying to start an IV. Make your attempt and the person is in serious condition, you're calling 911, you're getting them emergency assistance. You're not fumbling around, because you need that IV line. You need that IV access
during this first hour. So the Cabo 6 called for non-emergency help, and when medical help arrived, she treats it as a non-emergency.
Okay. So if they call for non-emergency help, why would the doctor have an IV, right? That's not non-emergency. You think, if it's non-emergency, why are they walking around with an IV and CPR medications, right? You're not just walking around with a pharmacy full of drugs, right? Or equipment, an IV start kit, all that stuff. That lets you know this is fake, right? If they said they call non-emergency, there's no way that they are arriving with IV stuff. They're not, or adrenaline and epinephrine to do CPR. That's all baloney. It's all baloney.
As well. Why? The patient was unresponsive. Certainly, this would have been reason enough to escalate the situation from the beginning. Yes. Instead of immediately calling for an ambulance, she chose to have conversation. Take a look. It's here in the report. There are 4 bullets here, and only one speaks of any action. Here we see one bullet to represent a single question and another bullet to represent a single comment, but no action, no urgency, no emergency, and a whole hour transpires. Notice the level of detail on each bullet after 4:20 p.m. We now see one bullet for a whole list of activities. It's like two different people gave this account. The first hour, no detail, but then at 4:20, we see Shanquella had a seizure lasting less than a minute with sphincter relaxation, at which time Winter Donovan dials 911 requesting an ambulance. Then she speaks of Shanquella exhibiting difficulty breathing and a decreased pulse, and so on and so on.
Now, this the other reason why I know this, a doctor wouldn't have wrote that. So they put this out of sequence, like they were trying to make it seem like here is the, her taking her postly. This is when her demise is happening. The seizure and the sphincter relaxation. This is supposed to indicate that she had her, final bowel movement here and then here. But then they go back to say that they started the CPR when you already ended her here. This here is an ending. This is them, saying that she's been ended right here. But now they brought her back, right? So, this is all out of sequence. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost laughable.
Very detailed after 4:20 p.m., right? So the doctor who arrived on the scene to find a non-responsive patient and did nothing for an entire hour tells me through her own documentation that she didn't deem the situation an emergency either. She didn't leap into action until 4:20 p.m. when she says Shanquella goes into a seizure. Now, let me ask you, Dr. Catalina, what were you doing for a whole hour while Shanquella's body lay there in front of you unresponsive? According to your account, I see more conversation than action. Tell me, what else did you talk about during that time? Doctor, surely there's more. Let's go to Salamondra Robinson to help us fill in the details of this day. Salamondra, when Khalil called you the first time, what did he say?
Well, I received the call on Saturday saying that my daughter was sick and that she had alcohol poison. But her doctor had never arrived, so I don't know where he got the alcohol poison from.
Exactly.
So at that time, they said a doctor was on the way to examine her. And she wasn't responding, as they told me. Said she was resting a little bit, but she wasn't all the way responding as normal. So I told them to keep me informed, and I wanted to know why they couldn't take her to the emergency room. They said because they needed $5,000 cash to be seen in the emergency room. And I said, well, she has insurance. And they said they didn't take insurance by being out the country.
Wow.
It was a little different.
Okay, so he said Shanquella's sick from alcohol poisoning. He said that the doctor was on the way. He also said that Shanquella was resting but not responding normally, and that it cost $5,000 cash for her to be seen at the emergency room. Okay, let me make sure I've got this correctly. So he told you that Shanquella was sick from alcohol poisoning, but that the doctor had not yet arrived.
Exactly.
It's no wonder you were suspicious. How
did he get the diagnosis before the doctor arrived?
world did they know she had alcohol poisoning without a doctor's diagnosis? Salamondra, what time did you receive that first call?
When I got the call, I was out eating about 6 or 7.
Okay, so sometime between 6 and 7 p.m. North Carolina time, Khalil called you for the first time.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we pick a time between 6 and 7 p.m. and check that against the police report? Let's say 6:20 p.m. That's between 6 and 7 p.m. Now, if it's 6:20 p.m. in North Carolina, what time is it in San Jose del Cabo? San Jose del Cabo is 2 hours behind North Carolina time. So that puts his call to you about 4:20 p.m. Cabo time. Let's take a look at the police report.
The doctor
What
should
does
have
it
been
say?
there already.
Wait a minute. It says that Shanquella was transitioning during this time, that she was experiencing a seizure with sphincter relaxation and there's no pulse.
I told
What
y'all.
did you say, Khalil said again?
They're saying that my daughter was sick and that she had alcohol poison. But her doctor had never arrived, so I don't know where they got the alcohol poison from. So at that time, they said a doctor was on the way to examine her. And she wasn't responding, as they told me. Said she was resting a little bit, but she wasn't all the way responding as normal. So I told them to keep me informed, and I wanted to know why they couldn't take it to the emergency room. They said because they needed $5,000 cash to be seen in the emergency room.
So nothing in that call was true. In fact, we could have picked any time between 6 and 7 p.m. and the police report would not match anything Khalil said to Salamondra on that call.
Wow.
But the most explosive fact of this discovery is the doctor was there the whole time. She was there a full hour before Khalil made the first call.
I don't
to
think the doctor was
Salamondra.
there.
You can see it here in black and white, right here.
They just wrote that.
What time does the report say the doctor arrived? 3:15 p.m. Kabul time. And what time did Khalil call Salamondra for the first time?
That's why I'm believing that this is all the cover-up people, because doctors, time is very valuable. So they're not going to be that's too much time for that. They got people for this stuff. Like if they're part of it, like if I'm loaning my license number out for the scam, for the cover-up, I'm not the one actually, doing the work of that. I got minions for that, right? So I'm saying that one of the minions is the one that wrote this stuff, that documented this stuff. Maybe if the doctor is in on it, it's way at a higher level to where she is just loaning out her name and her license, as a physician to be able to sign off on these things. But this here baloney story, there's no way that a doctor spent, all that time there, to do that, to physically be the one doing that. No, there's no way. I see the journey to justice says, don't forget the fake doctor, backstreet doctor. Exactly. Right? And that's what I'm saying. Like these aren't real ones here at all. Let's see here. And Beverly Foster. Hey, Beverly, what's going on? Nazir Quilla's head was over the toilet. Okay, I forgot about that. With a broken neck, please. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That here we focusing on math and science. These things don't add up, right? And that's all that matters, right? Math and science. If it don't add up, we don't do it. And if it's not science, we don't agree with it at all. Baby Sis says no real doctor would ever do any of what that lady did. She needs to turn her license in. Exactly. What's up, C. Reeves? Didn't the Cabo 6 also dress her when they moved her before the doctor came? Yeah, I'm coming from the school of, I don't believe that they moved the body, dressed the body, or did any of those things. There was video where the reporter from Mexico and the interpreter said that the maid found Shanquella sitting up in the room in the same position that we saw her end in that video. That's where she was found, in that position. And I'm believing that that's exactly how, because like I said, I've, all these years of nursing experience, I have worked with the spinal cord injury patients that's paralyzed from the neck down, these quadriplegics, and dressing their bodies is not an easy task. It's not easy at all. And I know some of you have said that Dejanay is a CNA and she knows how to do that. Maybe, but who is going to have the strength to be able to not only dress a body, a paralyzed body, but one that's so badly damaged, so badly traumatized, where the head has been decapitated from the body and the back is broken and contorted? Who is going to be able to dress and move a body like that, right? Like I was saying before, when I used to work in the trauma or even in surgery, when we get these patients that come in, all mangled and banged up and broken up, you know what I mean? All cracked up. Trying to move them was not an easy task. You had to really think about it. Like if my arm is broken in half, I can't just go grab in my normal spots. I have nothing to hold on to. Like I'm not believing that they said that Winter grabbed her by the neck and body slammed her. There's no way that happened. There's no way. This is all more lies. I don't believe that they did any of that stuff. They had already purchased their alibi and their excuse. So why do more of this moving the body around like that. And especially, like I said, it's all broken and bent up. I don't see anybody feeling comfortable to touch that, to touch it, to move it, manipulate it in any way. Like I said before, I was talking about the one patient that was ejected from the car, hit a tree. Like I said, people, y'all wear your seatbelts, please, because you will be ejected from the car and you'll be injured badly. So he's injured, he's smashed head and crushed body from, that. So touching him or coming in and seeing somebody's, all messed up like that is not an easy something. And, these are just regular people. I don't see them their first opportunity being cool with, doing something like that. No. So I don't see them. I don't think they did it. Let's see. MX says, but when you're in the examining room, the patient is able to talk and describe what's wrong with them. Quilla was unconscious, deceased. Exactly. And there's never a time, when I go to make an assessment on my patient, the first thing we're doing is looking for signs of life, right? So if I get there to make my assessment, I don't see any signs of life. I'm not just kind of hanging out in the room and seeing if they're going to perk up. I'm not, trying to see what I can do to help them out. I'm getting help immediately. I want the room to be swarmed with multiple people to help me run the code. No one is doing CPR by themselves. Y'all nurses out there, help me out here. Y'all know full well nobody trying to do CPR by themselves because, first of all, it's very physical. It's exhausting. So them saying that they did 14 rounds of CPR, it's all baloney. No one can do that. Nobody can do that without having to switch out. Do you know how many times we have to switch out? It's physical. And two, you don't want to be by yourself doing it. You want the team coming in there. Nobody wants to do CPR out in the field. You want to be in the hospital where you can get respiratory in there and get the person intubated so we can get them on the ventilator. Obviously, she needs some help. They had to come in there and see her head knocked out for a body. How y'all getting the airway? You know what I mean? She needs to be at the hospital so we can reattach her. What? So these people is full of lies. Yes. And Reeves says, if the IV failed, wouldn't that have also indicated she was expired? Exactly. They wouldn't have been able to even get an IV. If the doctor getting there, hours later, she would have already been in. There was no signs of life. This is all made up stuff, to try to paint the picture that they were giving help. Like this all sounds like, the documentation that we would document if you was running a code or something. So it sounds like here is the chain. This is the plan of care. This is what we have rendered. This is what went down, but this all lies. Thank you, C. Reeves. And see, the journey to justice says, so how did the birthday boy react when he found out they beat her yes, I don't know. You see, C. Reeves says, you're right, cover up. For non-emergency, they wouldn't have all that. Exactly. Exactly. Like they just have this whole kit in their backs, no, you're not walking around with that kind of stuff. Nobody is. See, Wanda Word says, very point, the non-emergency. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. We just listen and we point out all these clues and it doesn't add up. So that's why I said over here, math and science, none of this stuff is adding up. And we saw the science of what happened with the injury. So that's how we get that. All right, let's go on and get finished up with this video.
4:20 p.m. hobble time. Let me repeat that. The doctor was there for a full hour before Khalil even called Salamondra for the very first time. Now, let me remind you what he said.
Wow.
He said, the doctor was on the way. How, Khalil? The doctor had arrived an hour before you called Salamondra. She was in the room. Not only that, you had an hour of idle time with the doctor, according to her own reporting, to talk about the plan to cover up this murder. What else did Khalil say? He said Shanquella was sick from alcohol poisoning. Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about this term being a medical term, didn't we? Most people say someone is drunk when they drink too much, right? Mm-hmm. In fact, when we look at the first hour on the police report, even the doctor said, the friends said she drank a lot of alcohol, not that she had alcohol poisoning. Tell me, who in that room was qualified to make that diagnosis? The friend Nazir told us about, Dr. Carolina. Nazir, you were there when she made this diagnosis. You witnessed her making this diagnosis. How do you know? Take a listen.
I got there an hour later, the nurse came in the door.
Now listen again to what he said about the friend.
They told me that Quilla was sick and she was showing signs.
And then he said the nurse, right? So we do know that nurses and doctors, two different industries.
And because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs.
Oops. All right, sorry, y'all. There we go. So, multiple lies there. Multiple lies. So, like I said, I don't believe that, I'm thinking that the people, the lower level, the minions that run these type of scams, we saw how corrupt Mexico is, and that they're selling these little alcohol intoxication alibis a dime a dozen. Like you can go out there, it's just like getting one of these BBLs in these little, low budget countries. That's what they're doing with these police reports, right? They're not death reports. These are the police reports and the so-called emergency first responders, which we found out that those aren't real responders. They're just people. They're just regular people that, if they feel like it's something, then the real police will look at it later. But the first responders are nobodies. So they're the ones that probably paid the least, and they're the ones that'll be more likely to take the bribe. They'll be happy to get that cash. And so it's like a whole system. They have a whole system of how they're doing this. I'm trying to stay off in this little screen. The whole system of how they're doing this whole thing, Let's see here. Journey says they never once said she was being sick in a bucket in a toilet all day. No one's today's mentioned puke. Exactly. And usually if you have too much to drink, what's the first thing that you do? You don't even have to try. Your body will naturally have you throw up. Your body will naturally, because there is a such thing as alcohol poisoning, because there's a lethal dose of alcohol, and the lethal dose remains the same whether you have a tolerance to the alcohol or not. So usually when people have the alcohol poisoning or they die from the alcohol, these people have been drinking for many years. So that way their tolerance is so high to where their body will ignore the levels getting up higher, so they won't necessarily throw it up. So if, Shanquella don't have no history of this binge drinking and all that stuff, it is super highly unlikely that they could have given her an alcohol intoxication or poisoning death, unless somebody just put a funnel in her and just poured alcohol in her. It's, it's not going to happen. Because like I said, most of the time, some of y'all, I know y'all done been drunk before where you had that too much to drink. The first thing your brain is going to do is going to send a signal to your stomach that, hey, we got some poison in us. We got too much of something. And you're going to be throwing up and having diarrhea at the same time. And trying to get that. Your body is trying to get it out of you. That's how that goes. Let's see here. Baby Sis says that report starts out with the biggest lie told first, non-responsive with normal vital signs. That doesn't happen. Exactly, right? Because that's part of the vital signs, your level of consciousness. Exactly. And that's a big one there where we know we need some urgent instant care if someone's non-responsive, right? What do you do when you get there? You're supposed to shake them. Are you okay? Are you okay? Right? That's what you're supposed to do, right? That's what we are taught to do when you take CPR. You get there to the scene, you see somebody down, you shake them and see, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Now, you call 911. You get the AED. Now you start getting the thing in action. So how is it that these first responders going to come there and nobody did none of this stuff, right? Good one, Baby Sis. That is exactly right. Lies from the beginning. Rebecca says the person that attacked Shanquella needs to be arrested now. Yeah, I feel you on that. And like I said, we're just here waiting and hoping. We have to be patient. That's what they're telling us. Hey, Superstar Graham, what's going on? How you been? Nice to see you again. MX said, I wonder how the doctor is paid. A flat fee per visit or based on time spent? I know, huh? Because what was that? Martin had told us something that, them ordering this dial-a-doc is a real thing. Superstar Graham said, just came in from my family. Happy holidays, everyone. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed some time with your family and still spending time here with us. Yes, thank you so much. And Baby Sis says that fake doctor is simply repeating what they told her. I believe Shanquella had already expired when the so-called doctor walked in. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, that is exactly right. So, because if the doctor got there an hour later, we know that the lifespan expectancy is 15 minutes after that injury. So, of course, she was already expired before the doctor got there. And those are facts. That's what we do know. And that's what adds up. That is the science and that is the facts right there. And see, the journey to justice says they are going to charge them with we just have to wait what the charges will be. We have to wait. Manslaughter is one, not rendering emergency care is another. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Journey to Justice. And C. Reeves says the mom knew that her child was expired or else she would have called her back that evening, 6:20 North Carolina time. Yeah. Those wicked people. Ernie says, thank you for showing this on your platform. This is one of the others that I was watching the other day. She did an excellent job on this one. Yes, Suthi Lucy has really given us a lot of good information and stuff like that. She's a very good investigator. She was the one that we watched this one video. We had to watch it 3 times before we were able to see it. There was some confusion regarding if somebody was FaceTiming or videoing the attack. And she did a lot of research and a lot of technical stuff. And we saw that it was actually someone actually videotaping the attack. And it was a lot of, she did a lot of work on that. She's really good. We love her work up here. LT Jones says, why haven't she looked at her phone to see exactly what time the call came in? And see, John Q says the doctor's medical assessment of Shanquella's condition was the narrative used to change the cause and the time of death, which was imposed by Cabo 6, so they could leave Cabo, Mexico as soon as possible. Okay, that makes sense. And that's probably why they was thinking it's going to get away with it, right? We just get away with something here. We're back on the plane, about to come back to the good old US of A. Days Away says Cabo 6 acted tough, but truly scared wimps. Yes. What's up, Jen Juice? Hi, beautiful. I'm late. Was resting after a very filling meal. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed your dinner. I don't celebrate pagan holidays, but I ain't judging. Thank you so much. I understand. I understand too. I'm just happy to be here. Jinju says, where's my wrench, mama? Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about you and your wrench, Jinju. I'll hook you up though. After this here video, I'll get back to the screen there. Jinju is showing up here. Let's see. JP6 says, cover up. Exactly. And see, Helen Henry says, so much, she said, how could the maid have found Shanquella on the floor at the bathroom of the bed? So where did the doctor treat her? Yeah, exactly. On the floor. I'm so confused. Exactly. Those are all lies. We had a video where the reporter from Mexico and the interpreter stated that the maid, that was misinformation, that the maid said she found Shanquella sitting in the room in that position that we saw her body land in when she received the final blow that caused her demise. And that's how she was found. Let's see here. Misty, it's me. All right. Says, I am with you. I am an RN, and I believe where you said the maid found her is where. Exactly. And we know because dead weight is different from, is different. It's different. And also, somebody receiving paralysis. And we saw that Winter could barely do some push-ups. So how is she getting the strength to lift Shanquella up by the neck that's been broken, right? She has nothing to grab onto. There's no way that she's lifting her there's nothing here. She has nothing to grab onto. And then to body slam her down, right? Those are all lies. And like I said, we nurses know how difficult it is to move these bodies. We nurses know how uncomfortable it is to touch and handle an injured, traumatized body, right? Because, we still have to move the people when they, they come in. That's why I couldn't work in the emergency room. Y'all emergency room nurses, my hat is off to y'all. Y'all have to see the people in the, see the guy with the knife in the neck and, all bloodied up and all banged up and all that stuff. You got to see the bone protruding out of the skin. Y'all got to see that stuff. But when they come up to the ICU or the trauma, we still have to move them. We still see some things too. And it's not fun having to, move a broken up body like that. Like most people would freak out and not, feel comfortable doing that. That's why I do not believe that they did all that movement, right? Maybe if they did move once, I don't see them moving from multiple places. And that's how we can tell too it's a lie, because when the lie is happening, they keep changing the story up, right? To make it, try to fit the lie in there. Days Away says that red foul weight thing been gone, so they can be ported to Mexico anytime. All righty. You see, Beverly Frost says, I noticed something was missing. Okay, let me give y'all on this little gin juice thing here. I had to do some investigation here. Justice Power says, greeting, gorgeous queen. It's all you. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so far behind you. Let me go on and give. Oh, my goodness. All right, hold up, gin juice. Let me click on over here. There you go. Okay. Gin juice. There you go. You back in the house now. And don't be mean with it or doing, I'll put you back in timeout. I'll put you back on the punishment over there, gin juice. Cutting up. All right. So it's going to finish up our little video here. Get done.
Symptoms of alcohol poisoning.
You heard him. He said it was a friend that saw signs. Then he tried to clean it up by saying that Shanquella was showing signs, as if that friend, the doctor, wasn't in the room. The first time alcohol poisoning was introduced to this story was when Khalil called Salamondra. Prior to that, the six said she drank a lot of alcohol, not alcohol poisoning. We see it here in the police report, and we saw it when the AG described them trying to make it look like an accidental death. So when the doctor arrived on the scene, so did the alcohol poisoning story. She knew the symptoms because she's a doctor attending to calls from luxury resorts where a lot of drinking goes on. Not only that, I showed you in part 2, paid off, that this is a go-to cause of death Mexican officials use to cover up violent crimes and femicides. It's business as usual. Yep. What else did Khalil say? He said that Shanquella was resting, but not responding as normal. How is this possible when, according to the police report, between 4:20 and 5 p.m. Mexico time, Shanquella was transitioning? That's between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. North Carolina time, the same time frame Khalil called Salamondra for the first time. It says at 4:20, she had a seizure for less than a minute. At 4:49, there was no pulse. At 5 p.m., they summoned first responders. There is no way the two conditions can coexist. Either she was resting she was resting in. Right. That's why I told y'all they put the order out of order. They put that paragraph should have been behind that. They should have, after the seizure and the sphincter relaxation, that's it, right? Now they didn't brought her back and she's gone again. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not a doctor. Which
Right,
one
Nancy.
is it, Dr.
Yeah.
Khalil Nazir? What else did Khalil say in this conversation? He said that it costs $5,000 cash to take her to the emergency room. Now, why did Khalil say this? Was he trying to extort money from Salamondra? Well, let's take another listen to what Salamondra has to say about this.
I told them to keep me informed, and I wanted to know why they couldn't take it to the emergency room. They said because they needed $5,000 cash to be seen in the emergency room. And I said, well, she has insurance. And they said they didn't take insurance by being out the country.
I've listened to many interviews where Salamondra has spoken about the series of phone calls from Khalil on the day of Shanquella's death. I've heard them so many times I can almost recite what was said myself. This is a good thing because it says that Salamondra is consistent in her recollection. But what is not lost on me is the nuance here. Khalil never mentioned the money until Salamondra says, why can't you take her to the emergency room? She says this on every interview where she talks about these phone calls. Khalil wasn't trying to get the money to extort Salamondra. Instead, the $5,000 was a barrier that Khalil used to keep Shanquella's already deceased body in the villa and away from Mexican officials. If they had taken her to the emergency room, they would have risked being arrested in Mexico. Salamondra speaks of 2 more calls that day. I will discuss them in part 3 of this video series, but I would be willing to bet.
And that's why I'm saying that the maid and all the people at that villa was part of they was the lead to make sure that they got their little cover-up story, right? They already had it all set up. This is all part of their thing. Like I said, you can get, a 2-for-1 out there. Jinju says alcohol poisoning and a hungover are the same thing. So every time you've heard you've had a hangover, you've also had alcohol poisoning. Facts. Our Days Away says unknown info hidden from the public taxpayers because FBI has hits about ain't sharing to reach them secretly. It's a matter of time, and they dead in Mexico prison. They all won't last a week. Yeah, Days Away, I hear you on that, but we have discovered that Mexico has a problem with femicide. Some studies have shown them to be number 2 in the world, and others had said number 5 as far as top places for femicide, right? And we also learned that 97% of their people, they don't even prosecute, that they don't, get justice. They don't prosecute 97% of these people that are committing these femicides in their own country. And then we learned and we know that Mexico is a poor country, that they have limited resources. So I'm feeling like if Mexico has their own problem with their own people unaliving their own women, why would we think Mexico is going to use their limited resources to extradite, to prosecute, and to imprison some Black Americans for unaliving a Black American female? I just think that our prayer and our hope is to get justice right here in America, justice for Shanquella here. I don't see Mexico really, doing anything about it. I don't see them doing anything about it. I don't. I just don't. They let them go. They let them go, right? And look how corrupt it is. We know that they're corrupt over there. So are we really thinking that they're going to be able to, get punished over there for real? Yeah, I don't see it. Deidre says she was already unalived after the fight in the bedroom. Exactly. 15 minutes after that time. And we are believing that was in the morning time because of the sun silhouette or the sun casting on the headboard in the room where the attack took place. And so 15 minutes after that, so if the doctor didn't get there until 2 or 3 p.m., the sun would already be in full place, so we wouldn't see it rising or setting, right? So we already know that it's impossible for Shanquella to have been here during the visit of the so-called doctor. More lies. Exactly. Yes, see. Johnny says Shanquella did not appear to be drunk in the video. I agree. Jinju says at Pam, thanks God I'm still alive because I've had plenty of alcohol poisoning, aka hangover, several times in my 34 years. Oh, Jinju's. All right. And say, hey, Shadow, what's going on? Doc gave her an IV because she was told alcohol poisoning. Alcohol causes dehydration, right? Yeah. So very rarely will a doctor give any type of medical treatment without first coming up with a diagnosis. So how would the doctor have known that, she had the dehydration from alcohol poisoning? Did the doctor take any labs, right? There was no, yeah. So this is all lies. It's all lies here because it's impossible for the doctor to have made any assessment, because we know that 15 minutes after the attack, because we saw the injury, we saw the neck being broken when she was slung over to the floor by her neck, and we saw the body fall into that position that indicated the paralysis had already taken place. We saw her head fall from her body. The only reason why it didn't fall to the floor is because it was intact inside of the skin of her neck here. But the head was knocked off her body, and that's how her head was able to be in that position that you cannot put your head in because it's attached to your body. So this is all lies. There's no doctor seeing any assessment because 15 minutes after that attack, Shanquella was gone. Jinju says, I already read that. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. All right, MMAX says, no doubt. One time I mixed that. Uh-oh, look at y'all. All right, y'all. Here we go. The Journey to Justice says, I have dressed paralyzed people before as a CNA. Could you imagine how they were treating her body, throwing her from room to room, dressing her? Oh, my God. Yeah. I don't believe they did any of that stuff. After they already purchased their alibi, Sonny, college days embarrassing. Oh yeah, with the drinking. Yes. I feel y'all on that. All right, so that's about it on that video there. And we have a couple more videos. I'm gonna try to munch down. Ooh, God dang. All right, so let me scoot down some. Some of these, I'm not gonna be able to read all of these off here. I'm gonna look for some new names. Okay. C. Reeves says, Natural Beauty, what's your prediction on what will happen next since the warrant for the arrest has been issued for who we all believe to be Dejanay? Yeah, I heard about that, warrant being issued and all that stuff. I don't know, we don't know. I've heard that Mexico is slow with their things. And the reason why I'm feeling that, this thing, they're just kind of waiting for this to die down so they can just move on with business as usual, because we see their history. We see that they have been doing exactly what we're doing here, asking for justice for some of their own women's femicide. And then after a certain amount of time goes by, people stop, protesting or stop proclaiming and stop standing up for this. And then, this goes on as another unsolved or, another, nobody doing anything. So I don't know. I just predict it's going to be a long time, and hopefully that we can still stay focused and not let this get. But I'm just disheartened because they said it's only been one arrest warrant. That's why I'm hoping that we can get them here and get all of them, because I believe they all need to pay. What's up, LaMike? He says, LOL, you net getting a wrench sounds like. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sometimes when there's some weird stuff going on in the chat, I will, I'll confiscate wrenches. I'll confiscate, and then when the people come back, I'll pass them back out and stuff like that. These wrenches are going to be on as a PRN basis. And in nursing terms, PRN is as needed. It's going to be on an as needed basis here. Hey, what's going on, Mrs. Matthews? The way they fought, Shan, no wonder if they Fringe not being able to do those push-ups. They feigned, like faked it out. Yeah, exactly. And then too, y'all saw how really you can see still there was definitely a lot of upper body strength in that the other person there. Jinju says subpoena signed and ready to get those rats. Is that 6 of them? Here we go. All right. Males were there. Muscles. 2 males in the house. Testosterone. Hey, Pam. Baby sis, yes, my point is she did not have to rely on their narrative. She chose to go along with the lies. Yeah, she was helping out. This is how we're going to get this believed, y'all. This is how we're getting it done. All right, so our next one is from our special hell of a chick. And, or is it this Justin? I think I'm supposed to do this one here. Yeah, we'll save hell of a chick for last. And let me see here. Ooh, wait, I need to, this is going to be a lot. All right, so let's see. We'll get to our next video up here. This one here is New Hope. Shanquella's dad finds groundbreaking clue. Wait a minute. Let me do this other one first. Yeah, we're going to do this hell of a chick first. All right, here we go. This one's 14 minutes. And I like her video. She's good too.
What's good, guys? Today is Christmas Eve. I hope everybody is enjoying their Christmas Eve with their family.
That thumbs up.
But I am here thinking about Shanquella Robinson because she is not here for her family to enjoy her.
Yeah.
So this video is also going to be regarding Nancy Grace's Crime Stories podcast from December the 19th. But this particular video will focus on Joe Bruno, who is a news correspondent with WSOC TV out of North Carolina. And for those that aren't aware, he has been running his legs off trying to locate the Cabo 6. And I'm going to show you just a short clip of him doing just that.
Well, federal and international investigations are still ongoing into the death of Shanquella Robinson, and I'm still trying to get a hold of the people that were on that trip with her. One of the hundreds of cases on the docket in the Gaston County Court Thursday morning belonged to one of the people who went on the trip with Shanquella Robinson. He pleaded guilty to a minor speeding charge, only having to pay $15 plus court fees. Our hope was to talk to him after the case, but he wasn't here. An attorney appeared on his behalf and told me he isn't representing him in the Shanquella Robinson case. Since nearly everyone on the trip with Robinson has changed or disconnected their number, we hit the road trying to get in touch with them in person. No one was present at the first home in Jamestown. But as I rang the doorbell, I noticed a business card taped to the door. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office declined to comment, citing an ongoing investigation. We had no luck in Winston-Salem at a home associated with another person on the trip. And after a 45-minute ride to another home in Greensboro, I was told the person who was on the trip no longer lives there.
Okay.
Because no suspects or people of interest have been identified in this case, we are not naming any of the people that were on the trip with Shanquella Robinson. And as we have been reporting, the state attorney general did issue an arrest warrant for one of the people on the trip. At this time, we have not been able to confirm any arrest has been made, and the state attorney general's office is not identifying that person at this time. Reporting live.
And see, that's the other thing, y'all. You know, they telling us all this stuff and nobody's been arrested, right? And they got all these little, you know, I think they just telling us this so we can just be like, oh, okay, they already said they're about to handle it and then just let it go. However, you know, I don't know. I guess we have to just be patient, but, you know, just keep our voices lifted here. Hey, Scarlett Me. Scarlett Me says, can you give an IV to a corpse? I have no idea. No, you cannot give an IV to a corpse. An IV is going to go inside of your veins, and your veins are the like the freeway that's pumping blood throughout your body. So if you're not pumping any blood, there's no way that you're going to get an IV. You're not, there's no way to get an IV on a corpse, right? And that was one of the things that we would have issues with if somebody was crashing and we didn't have an IV line on them. Sometimes we can put it in the bone, but yeah. So no IV on the corpse. No, ma'am. And nope. Okay, there we go. I already got it answered there. And see, Baby Sis says, Julius, that won't happen. All 6 of them have committed felonies surrounding the death. Plus, they all lied to the feds. The states will not let them walk. They don't want the backlash. I agree. All right. Happy holidays. What's up, Aaron Bale? Happy holidays, T. Now, where you know T from, Aaron? You a nurse? You must be a nurse. We work together. Yeah. What's up to all my nurse friends out there? Shout out to the nurses. Yep. I've been all over here in this nurse thing. Bougie Barbie says, hello, dear. Can you tell if an IV or another punctures was made after death? I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to tell because, you won't be bleeding. Like if you make a puncture after death, you're not bleeding because, your heart's not pumping, but you may have some fluid leaking out. So yeah, I'm sure you can tell. Let's see here. Tay says, hey guys, how you doing there? All right. So we almost done over here. Let's keep going here. So he's pretty much saying the same thing, this arrest warrant's been issued, but nobody's really been detained. We don't have any proof of that.
Live in North Charlotte, Joe Bruno, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Now, in that short clip, the first home that he visited was the last known address for Dejanay Jackson. The second home that had the Ring doorbell, that is Elise Hyatt's last known address. And the third and final home that he went to was Winter Essence Donovan's home. And I know this just because the addresses were circulating around on Twitter.
Wow.
And it's very easy to see the addresses on the homes. Now, the one home did have the business card on it. And he is going to get into that on this podcast with Nancy Grace. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to that now.
I don't understand that. I know you said you had to go looking for them, and you're the investigative reporter. They've deactivated their social media, they've changed their cell phones, and they're hiding out from their apartments. Okay, I have faced that maybe 1,000 times prosecuting a case. Of course they leave because they know they're in trouble.
Yeah.
But that should not stop local police from finding them. What are you learning, Joe? Just give me some good news. Give me any news.
One of my door knocks to an address associated with the person believed to have attacked Shanquella in that video. While no one answered the door, I noticed a business card taped to the door for the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office investigator. Forsyth County would be the county that issues a warrant because that's the county that she resides in. But that tells me, at least, that there are local authorities actively attempting to get in contact with the people that were on this trip.
You mean arrested? Sorry, Rarian. I know you nicely said get in contact.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe Bruno, that is giving me a little bit of good news. Quilla Long, did you hear that? This guy, Joe Bruno, WSOC TV, is out tracking, trying to find the people involved with your sister's homicide. And he could tell that at least in one instance, the cops had already been there. Local cops. That's what we need. Local cops finding them, getting them to court, because there are arrest warrants. We just need them extradited. What about that, Quilla?
That's a start. I mean, because before Joe Bruno information, I really didn't think they was doing anything, looking for anybody. I can't believe that it's taking this long.
That's a sad, how do you do, that the dead girl's sister and mother have to find out from WSOC Joe Bruno, no offense to you, Bruno, that the cops aren't trying to find these women. I mean, and the one guy. Why do they have to hear it here on Crime Stories?
You know, Nancy, obviously I've never worked for the DOJ, but when I heard there is a business card tacked to one of the perps' doors, it seems just so paltry and so small, because you know these perpetrators, just like they videotaped everything, you know there's a web expanding outwards to their friends, their family, frantic calls, people they're trying to get in touch with to kind of cover up their tracks. So while I've never tracked somebody down, except for my own husband maybe, I've never tried to look for somebody, it seems like the tracks should be pretty clear. And, you know, when you've been a victim of a crime, the worst thing is ambiguity and the unknown. In the face of the unknown, I've said this so many times, we read our worst possible fears. Give the family something, give them a little drop of hope, a little tidbit, something that they can hold on to.
Well, you know, another thing to Irv Brandt joining me, Senior Inspector at U.S. Marshal Service International Investigations Branch, was Chief Inspector at DOJ, Department of Justice, International Affairs. It goes on and on. He was also at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, Jamaica. This happened in Mexico near Cabo. Irv, there is a trail a mile wide. And I'll tell you, number one thing to do, get their credit cards, get their subpoena, easy, show up, don't wait for them to mail them. Find out where they're charging and where those bills are going, where they hang out. I mean, do they charge every single day at the soup shop on the corner?
But us finding that out, what is that going to do if they don't have any type of, you know, a warrant, any type of arrest warrants, right? I don't think that finding them or tracking them down is the issue. There's no one's looking for them. There's no request for them. There's no request for them. Shadow, thank you so much. Shadow says the top femicide countries are Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Panama. Oh, Panama. How do you say this? Paraguay. I don't even know that one. Dominican Republic and Uruguay. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, these here. Good research. Thank you so much for helping me out with that. Appreciate it. Let's see. I figured it could be determined somehow, but just wondering. Yes, that's rough subject to me. I'm mad they aren't all caught yet. Who would help these sorry ass people evade police? But they're not evading police. The police they don't have any, they're not looking for them. They're not looking for them. That's what I'm saying. They got us in this little, loophole. They got us in the loophole because it was done on Mexican soil. So, like I said, we're supposedly waiting for Mexico to do, to scoop them up, right? And like I said before, if Mexico is like not scooping up their own people, I don't see them scooping up these black folks up here. What's up, TJ? TJ Terrence James says the truth's not coming out till the real genders are revealed. Okay, this here is for you, TJ. I'm gonna put up the pelvis again. So this whole gender thing, people are concerned about the gender of the attacker, feeling like if this person was an XY chromosome to pretending to be an XX, that it would be make it more despicable since this person would have an advantage being an XY chromosome. So we were people were concerned about how can you tell. So one of the ways that you can tell, and you all guys know this is true, that when they found skeletal remains out in the woods somewhere, they find these skeletal remains, they are able to tell from the skeletal remains what it is. They can tell that these are human remains. Not only can they tell if they're human remains, they can tell if there are the remains of a human male, an XY chromosome, or a human female, an XX chromosome. And the way they're able to tell these skeletal remains is by the human pelvis. The pelvis of a male is different from the pelvis of a female. And the reason why the pelvis are different is because the female pelvis is designed to carry children. Women, females, XX chromosomes were designed to carry children. The creator designed the female body to carry children. So our pelvis is different. We have an S-shaped curve in our spine because we have to carry the baby, right? Our spine, the creator designed us with this S shape so we wouldn't fall over pregnant heavy with the baby, right? So that's why we design like that. We got a remarkable, our design is fantastic. So that's why we got the S-shaped curve here, and here's the pelvis. So I'm gonna put up the pelvis here so y'all can see, and I'm gonna I'll show y'all the difference. So y'all can see it up there like that. All right, here go the pelvis. This is for you, James. All right. So as we can see, let me try to see how I'm gonna move out of this. There we go. Here on this side here, this is the female pelvis. Notice, look how round that is. See that? That's because the baby has to come out there. Your pelvis has to dilate 10 centimeters when you get ready to have a baby, right? So that's why it's got to be big and round. So the baby can have space up in there. The baby got to live in there for 9 whole months. And for those of you who have never had a baby living inside of you for 9 whole months, you know, baby needs space, right? So see, look at this pelvis. Look how smooth this is, right? Because on the female, it's turned backwards so the baby can be comfortable in there. See, look at there, smooth. See that pelvic bone right there, right? And see this here? This is so it can dilate, right? This is where it stretches out because the baby got to come out of there. See how round that is? See the curves on there? Female got curves. Female's curved. Now look at here. Look at that. See that there? Look how narrow that is, right? Look at that. A baby head can come out of that. Look at that triangle, right? Men got these angles. The male have angles, harsh angles like that. See that? Look at that triangle, right? And look at there. Can a baby fit up in there? Look at that. Look at these pointy things. Look how, see there? See the backbones there? Look at that. Smooth, pointy. Look at that. See there? Pointy, pointy. That's the male, right? No baby can't be comfortable. And look at all these bumpy spines and stuff up in there. There's no space in there. Baby get injured. Look at there. See that? See that? Y'all see it? Look at there. Smooth circle for ladies. XX. Smooth circle to carry the baby up in there. See how wide and tilted this is? A tilted pelvis so the baby don't fall out. Look at this. Straight and flat. Ain't no baby gonna be able to stay up in there. Look at that. See? Baby can't come out of there. It's not meant for that. All right, so that's my contribution for that there. All right, so y'all see how that goes. That is how you can tell, right? We were designed differently. So TJ is saying that, you know, the truth is going to come out when they reveal this real gender, right? And that's how you can tell. So for people that, you know, having these issues and stuff like that, you know, you have to just see these signs that no matter what you say that you feel you are or whatever, science and math is what we go by over here, right? No delusional thinking, because the bottom line is whatever you're saying that you identify with when you are dead and gone and the flesh has fallen from your bones, we will be able to see and know if you were an XY chromosome or an XX chromosome, because you cannot change your skeleton. You can get all kind of cosmetic surgeries. You can have your genitalia mutilated and you can do all these kind of things. But the bottom line is if you have an XY chromosome, you're going to have a pelvis that's not going to be able to carry a baby and you're going to be designed differently. And even your insides are different, right? So you can't go to the hospital and say that you identify with a different sex of your own, because there's different parts that you got inside that we have to have a different setup. If you are an XX chromosome as opposed to an XY. So, these type of delusional thinking doesn't work in science and math, right? Because that's just how it is. Shadow says, seems like the group didn't check for the post, or they did and don't care. Yeah, I think they probably got really spooked out when how it happened, right? That's scary to see somebody, go and to how it happened. Yeah, they didn't care. I'm gonna go for that one. All right, here we go. That says, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Queen B. I appreciate you for that. Let's see. All right, new name here. Rod Julius said, it's been 2 months and nothing. Yeah, I agree. And that's what's so hurtful too. If they don't show up for their subpoenas, they're screwed. Yeah, and then like a subpoena, that's not like, a warrant. Scarlet Me says, then folks are lying for sure. Yeah, the whole thing starts off with lies. I'm so afraid the Cabo will not be brought to justice. It sickens me. Yeah, I feel you on that one too. At TJ, we already know the genders. Gen Jews, they don't have to show up, especially if they have a lawyer. Okay, for those subpoenas. Okay, hey, what's going on, La Jessica? Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas. All right, let me see. I'm grab a couple more, then we're gonna skip back on these here videos. Oh my goodness! Hey, look at there, Queen Bee giving out a super sticker. Thank you so much, Queen Bee, for your super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, we just got a super sticker. No comment, just pure love up in here. All right, thank y'all so much. And Bougie Barbie, welcome. Says they got to be hiding, although they aren't being searched for. Someone has to be helping them, because we have seen them anywhere. We have seen them anywhere since this all started. There's been sightings. We saw that one of them was still going to work until the people started calling and making a big stink, and got them out of that job. And then a reporter showed up there, and they just boned out and stuff. So whenever there is a sighting of any of them, people are on it. Like, so they can't, they're probably hiding in the basement somewhere. Fame. Sorry, it's Tista Tales. I missed something of the gender of the one committing the assault in the video. Yes, there were some questions, every other stream, Dejanay's gender is being questioned. People are thinking that, the amount of strength and the movement of the individual that we see in this attack video doesn't appear to be feminine. And again, because of the way the pelvis is shaped, that's why men and women walk differently. We walk differently because of the way the pelvis is shaped. So, these are other ways to tell, because a lot of times, especially nowadays, people are concerned about it because of how the different surgeries and stuff are doing. Sometimes people can't tell. They're concerned about, how do you tell if somebody, which the true gender is, because people are getting all these different types of cosmetic surgeries and all those things. And that's why I'm saying that, you have to look at the skeleton, and that's how you can tell, because, the way that pelvis is set up, the hips for the female, they are low because the baby got to come out of the body. The male's pelvis is up high because, no baby got to come out, and their genitalia needs to be outside of the body, so it can stay cool, for their reproduction. That's why I'm saying, like, the creator is, so intelligent on our design. Our design is super duper intelligent. And Queen Bee, thank you again for your super sticker. I really appreciate that. Oh, here's a new name here. Elizabeth says the authorities should be able to go to the phone records of the suspects and their relatives to track where the calls were made. How long do they think they could run and hide? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. They're not running or hiding. No one's looking for them. So, nobody has any, they can't just go pick them up and grab them. They need warrants. They need, there's no warrants. There's, nobody's out there looking for them. Virtuous Woman, hello, says they all have to be questioned in U.S. before extradition to Mexico. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure on that. Aaron Bell says at Fame, there are a couple of questions one can raise from the TT latest video. Also, I do receive most of what she reports. Okay. Oh, Tessa Tales? Okay. All right, let's get on back over here to this here video.
Then go there and sit there and wait and get them. I guarantee you, finding their new cell numbers, finding where they're spending money, what ATM do they go to get their cash? That's how you're going to find them, Irv.
That's correct, Nancy, and I'm sure once the warrants are issued, the federal warrants are issued, the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service, the local authorities will do exactly what you're talking about.
They're issued, Irv. They're issued.
I'm not talking about the arrest warrant out of Mexico. You can't arrest someone on a foreign arrest warrant. They have to be arrested once the U.S. District Court issues the extradition warrant. And to my knowledge, those haven't been issued yet.
Another thing I would do pronto, I would go to mommy and grandma and auntie, and I would put some pressure on them.
Yeah.
And let them know there is no mommy-daughter privilege. Oh, no. And if they are hiding these women and this male friend, they know where they are. If they are harboring a fugitive, I would put them under the jail right along with the defendants. Because they are obstructing justice. Quill along. What about this guy, this friend guy? Who is he? Don't y'all know where he lives?
Yes, but he's no longer in that house.
I bet he's not.
They have to be with a relative, staying with a relative. I don't even think his mama is even going to work. Last thing I heard, that I don't even believe she works there any longer.
Really? So is everybody clearing out, Quill? I mean, help me. Tell me what's happening. What do you know? You know these other women went to college with her. And I would say, they have college degrees, so they're not complete idiots. They did video homicide, so they may be back in the idiot category.
They are.
But you know who the guy is. Who is the guy? What is his name?
Kalia Cook.
Say what?
Kalia Cook.
That's right, Kalia Cook.
Kalia Cook.
And he is no longer in his house. Is his mother still at his house?
Either one of them up there. They're both gone.
Oh, so he's snugged up with mommy. Okay, Irv Brandt, what do we do now?
Track them all.
Track them both. Yeah, you're right.
And everyone associated with them, Nancy. They're not going to be able to get away once those U.S. warrants are issued. They're going to be taken into custody fairly quickly. I'm sure they're tracking them now in anticipation of the warrants. And then once they have the warrants, those people, however many warrants are issued, those people will be taken into custody. Then they will be extradited back to Mexico. They don't have a political leg to stand on. We extradite people back and forth between the U.S. and Mexico on a daily basis. It's going to happen.
Now, at least we know that something is going on. And when I looked up investigator W.A. Fry, I found him, and he is with the Forsyth County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, okay.
And what I also found is that the Fry name there in Forsyth County, it runs deep, okay? The county court clerk is also a Fry. Ooh. There is a judge that is a Fry. A lot of political figures that are Frys. But I checked everything out. And it's interesting because the counties that fall under Forsyth County is what makes it so strange to me. What's strange about it to me is that the last known city where Dejanay Jackson resided was Jamestown, North Carolina. And Jamestown, North Carolina is actually in Guilford County. So it's got me kind of thrilled because I'm wondering why a Forsyth County sheriff investigator is trying to contact Dejanay Jackson in Guilford County, and why a Guilford County sheriff's detective is not the one that's leaving his card. So that kind of threw me for a loop, because where I'm at, that doesn't happen. My county takes care of my county. The next county sheriff's department takes care of that county. So I don't know how it works there, but I did find that to be a little bit on the strange side.
Maybe they're not looking for her.
Joe
in her
Bruno
county.
is working his legs off on this case. And he did mention about the Gaston County court case. And I'm not sure who he's speaking on with that, about the speeding ticket. But I kind of want to think that it's Nazir.
Yeah, I think we heard that too. What do y'all think about this here pic of Nazir? That pic, little suspect there. Are those like earrings? What is that? What is that? All right. Anyway, let's see here.
Wiggins, just because his mama's saying that he's got an attorney. Well, it's a vague statement. And the attorney told Joe Bruno that he's not representing him on the Shanquella Robinson case, but instead just on this speeding ticket. So technically, if you want to get technical about it, his mama didn't lie about that. He did have an attorney, just not on this case. So that's my thinking behind that. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just my opinion.
That's reasonable.
But I definitely wanted to highlight Joe Bruno's work with WSOC TV because he is really out there digging into this case. And so anything else that I hear from Joe Bruno, I will definitely bring it to the channel.
All right, Joe Bruno, at least we see he's American. And has anybody heard anything from the Geraldo, the Mexican reporter, since weeks ago? I don't know. See, a Shadow says, what's this? Pummeled about 30. Oh, okay. The beating. Let's see. Ernie says their families are helping them. Yeah, they probably giving them a place. They hiding out in somebody's basement, y'all. They hiding in the basement. Virtuous Woman says, be patient. God's watch tells a different time from ours. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to make sure to encourage myself to just stay patient. And like this interview, just hearing them say that the authorities are just waiting to get all their, ducks in a row before they start to issue these arrest warrants. I'm feeling confident. I know that there's, things take time, but I do believe that because of all the attention that we're keeping on this, I don't hope that they would not, give justice here. But yeah. You see, Sonia says Nazir is trying to change his look. I know I was a little bit suspicious on that. I was like, what is that? See, hey Alicia, what's going on? All of them guys are sweet. Okay, that's what I was trying to hint at, but I was like, I didn't want to say that, but I was a little suspicious of that picture. I was like, is that me? Look like me in that pic. See, Baby Sis says, I still believe they left Dejanay out of the list of summons because she's already been detained. And Max says all the males on the trip appear gay bi. That's probably why Shanquella's boyfriend didn't want to go. Wasn't insecure about guys going on the trip. Okay. I mean, that makes sense, right? Rod Julie says, is Elise Hyatt still going to work? We had heard no. I think that was maybe about 7 or 8 days ago. That after all of the pressure, people, putting them up there at her job, that she couldn't cut it, couldn't take the heat, so she had to get out the kitchen. That's That's what they say back in my day. Jinju says the district governor needs to sign the extradition paper ASAP. Stop this political game. Who heard something like Gerald Jackson extorted money from the family? I never heard nothing like that. See, Aaron says regarding Geraldo, it was his journey. They announced the subpoenas. Oh, okay. Cool. Sonya said the mom should be ashamed. My mom would turn me in. Yeah. We see how some of these moms are. You know, we saw that with Darrell Brooks, his people, mama and grandma. They'll just make all kind of excuses for him and, you know, that stuff. So some of these mamas be, you know, real messed up like that too. Tina says the 6 all be, some more little young people talk there. Not sure what that say. Let's see. Shadow says, yeah, Dejanay left out because she's on a provisional arrest warrant. Oh, okay. On a provisional, huh? Okay. Let me see what these likes are looking like. Are y'all liking over here these? You see 92 likes. Oh, 255 people in here. Welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty channel here. Thank y'all, all these people in here watching and stuff. I would like some more likes. That would be appreciated. See, Jessica said, I heard about the subpoenas. You heard about the subpoenas? Yeah, we heard about subpoenas too, but we haven't heard about anybody being detained or nothing like that. We just only heard about subpoenas. Fang says, please check out Tissatel's new video. Okay, we'll get her next. Thank you, Fang. She is we frequently use her stuff over here. Scarlett Me says, I cannot believe that those guys stood by and watched Shanquella be unalive. I know, that is so sad and sickening. Kendall, hey Kendall, another YouTuber said news story dropping this week that Shanquella had clothes on. Not sure. Okay, and again, y'all know over here I'm all about science and math. And a lot of times all these little stories and stuff that they're just putting out there just for us to be distracted and chasing all of these stories that doesn't matter. The fact is that we saw what happened. We saw the injuries. We know, what this means. So the rest of this stuff is irrelevant. They're just trying to keep us going on different things so we can get distracted on who is to blame for this whole thing. RN, I think you're going to have to do a little dance to get them likes up. Is that all I got? No, I see some likes coming up in here. And two, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not a really good dancer. I just be faking it and stuff like that. I'm not good. I'm not good at all. Is that what I got to do to get the likes up? Y'all want to see me dance? Say, come on, y'all. Give likes for Christmas. Thank you, baby sis. I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all doing it. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, hey, Ann Smile. They say she had on knee-length biker pants and t-shirt when they found her. Okay, now biker pants. Now y'all know how hard it is to get on some biker pants, right? Right? Like trying to get on the girl. So now it makes it even more unlikely that they were able to, put some tights on her and get them moving up. Yeah. All lies. Lies, lies, lies. Then they've been ordered to testify. Pam says, baby says, yes, I think they have Dejanay waiting, processing for extradition. That might be the one person that, I think was that probably like 2 weeks ago, we heard that one person was, arrest warrant issued and somebody was detained. So, yeah, and then we hadn't heard nothing else since. I think maybe somebody did point out a number, something about that. Let's see. What's up? It says, hello, all. I appreciate you coming back up in here. Yep, you see here. Elizabeth says, I want to feel confident about the authorities' investigation, but at the same time, all who are concerned should still continue to make our voices heard until the suspects are extradited. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I totally agree with you on that one. So let's see on this note, go over here and we're going to go to Tessa Tells and see her latest one. Let's see here. Oh, we got a really new one. All right, this is going to be just an hour ago. Okay, cool. We right on time with this one here. All right. See, Tessa Tells' new video discusses a clothing. Okay, cool. I'll be very interested to see what this is about. Y'all know my feelings on it. You see, Rod Julius says, I believe that this was about money, PPP loans. Yeah, that's come up too, Rod. We've heard that some people are feeling that. I hit the doorbell on my way in. Thank you so much, Scarlett. I appreciate it. Let's see. Sharida says, I must confess, I was just thinking, I wonder where Geraldo is. Maybe ask the lead attorney. Yes. Yeah, we haven't heard. Yeah, we'll give him a little shout out and see what's going on, if we can get some more answers here. Zwinga has a video coming out saying she had clothes on. But we already had him in another video saying that she didn't have clothes on. So, people keep coming up with these new changes and stuff like that. That's why I said science and math, right? It doesn't add up. So let's see here. Go here. Skip. Hold. And let's go ahead and share. This one's from Tessa Tells. Breaking Mexico issues subpoenas for Cabo's 6 proof surfaces. They dressed and moved Shanquella. Okay. Thank y'all. Who that told me to do this one? Thank you so much.
Hello to everyone, and it looks like we have some happy news in the Shanquella Robinson case. There has been cries all over social media. Why have the Cabo 6 not been subpoenaed, not been summoned, not been bought, not warrants haven't been issued? You guys, there's some inside information that we finally got some movement. Also, let's look at the FBI. If you don't know, Shanquella Robinson's sister was on Nancy Grace. Her mom was on there. Nancy Grace asked what we all asked. Why doesn't the FBI getting involved? And even if Desjardins was the one that delivered the fatal blows, could it be that the others were involved in some type of cover-up or assisted? That's always been speculated, right? More often than not. But there looks like there might be new evidence that is going to be breaking, I believe, on Tuesday. New evidence that a conspiracy had to happen. We know that, what we now know, and we have confirmation, and there's going to be visual confirmation that Shanquella had clothes on. As we know, the mom said that she likes to sleep in the nude. We saw that brutal attack where she was attacked and pulled out of her bed while she was sleeping in the nude. Well, guess what, you guys? We have breaking information. She had clothes on. And the type of clothes she had was a type that one person couldn't have done it alone. This might be why the authorities are summoning. You guys, let's get to this. I just wanted to let you guys get some holiday cheer. Let's get into this. And then you can get back to eat it like that dry turkey. I'm just joking. Somebody's mama made some juicy turkey or some lamb or some whatever, okay? But anyway, let's get into this. The Charlotte Sheriff's Office sent a series of subpoenas this week to the private homes of the Cabo 6 so that they can appear about the femicide of Shanquella Robinson, which occurred on October 29th in Los Cabos, Baja California, South Mexico. Now, let's get into this. The foregoing occurred after the Attorney General of the state of Baja California Sur, the Mexico Attorney General, within the framework of the binational summit of attorneys generals between Mexico and the United States, formally requested the American government to summon Khalil Cook, Malik Draya, Alyssa Hyatt, Nazir Wiggins, and Winter Donovan to officially testify. They have been subpoenaed, which means they have no choice but to show up and testify in Desiree Jackson's Mexican trial. Now, again, let me just say a couple of things. One, this could mean two things. They're trying to get because with your subpoena, you're allowed to be interviewed by the prosecutors. They are interviewing them. My guess would be because one, they want to get their statements on record. So if they lie, there can be something type of perjury. 2, Dejanay might have already started talking, and now they need those guys to talk to incriminate themselves too. 3, right? Maybe Dejanay isn't talking at all. But if she sees her ride or dies, right? Didn't Malik Dreyer be like, I'm going to be stick with you through whatever? Because if you don't know, Dejanay Jackson and Malik Dreyer are as close as blood brother and sister. Their parents are super, super good friends. They both came from Jamaica. They same culture, same community, but they have a deep, deep friendship, right? It makes you think.
Hey, good morning. Have you tried putting butter in your coffee?
Nope. Never tried that. Okay, so I have there's a question here. We go back to it. Hello, Melanie. Melanie says, do you not think 6 people, including 3 men, could not have dressed her? It's not that I don't believe that physically that they could have done that. What I'm saying is that it's highly unlikely because of the condition that the body was in, that somebody would have the guts to try and dress a paralyzed, deceased body that's been contorted with a head that's been decapitated and a break in the back. The trauma from the body being broken up like that and the head off of the body, I'm just saying that it would take a very strong person mentally, to be able to handle a body like that. I'm just saying that as a nurse, it's difficult and it takes time to dress a paralyzed body. And I'm not saying that they couldn't do it. I'm saying that the mental withal to be able to handle and manipulate a deceased, fractured up body makes it, less likely that they would do all of that moving around. That's hard. That's hard. Somebody's going to be sick. Like, that's not an easy something to do. That's not easy. And that's what I mean by that. Not the physical part of it. I mean, the actual, how many of us are going to have the guts to be able to, try and maneuver and manipulate somebody when their body's going to look totally weirded out to have the stomach to do it. That's what I'm saying. I don't see them having the stomach for it. Yeah, they ain't about that life for real. Okay, let's see here. Welcome to all our new people here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, okay. And so we're going to keep listening, And like I said, I'm just saying, as far as like, if they've already invested in the cover up, why are they having to try to move the body around? For what? They already have the documentation. How much time and effort it would take to dress the body, move the body, it's all broken up, and then change the clothes, redress it, and move it to another location. Who is, once the person is deceased, it's like a hot potato. Who's not going to be spending that amount of time with it? Like, nobody's going to be spending that amount of time handling a corpse. I just don't believe that. That's where I'm coming from with that one. That's a lot to ask. And see, why do Tessa close? Okay, I have no clue. I don't know. And see, please go check out Shanquella's Wikipedia document, which gives some important info about timestamps and the person who releases the video. Okay, we will. And we had 2 in the beginning, and who knows, maybe some new updates on that. And it's something that, we can put out again too. Thank you so much. Brown Sugar says, first time here. Yes, that is true. She had clothes on. Aaron Bell says, there are some questions that can be rising regarding that article TT reported on. All right, here go another new name here. Unlimited Properties Realty says, maybe they dressed and moved her when they realized she was hurt, but didn't realize how bad off she was. Well, I always go back to the video that we've all seen. That's where you can see the injury right there. You clearly see the injury, see their head down in her chest. You can't put your head down that low. You cannot do that. Her back was broken. You can see the bow in the back. You see the head hanging down into her chest. It's impossible for anybody to have not seen those injuries. And so I'm saying, like, if you go to touch somebody and their head is off of their body, that is not a fun something to see. You know, I always go back to the time with the one patient that was had the smashed head and he had the brain matter coming out of his ears. And it wasn't my patient that day, but when the nurse came out of the room and had the look on her face because she was disgusted to see the smashed head with the brain coming out of the ears, I let this whole curiosity just get the best of me. And I felt like I needed to go in that room to see what a mushed head looked like. I had to get in there and make the assessment. I wanted to put my hands on this mushed head, right? And this me being a nurse for many years. It was not a fun experience. So what I'm saying is that for a regular person who's not around traumatic experience or seeing an injured, deceased body, is not going to have the stomach on their first time to be able to feel comfortable dressing a body, an injured body, a body that's contorted and broken up. You would be scared to touch them. I remember the first time I had to work with a burn patient that had burns over 90% of his body. I didn't know where to touch him. You're not feeling comfortable touching an injury. Nobody is. So that's why I don't believe that they, we saw that from the video. It was enough to see the injuries. So I don't believe that they didn't see it or they weren't aware of it. Just adding up here. All right, so let's go on and get back on here and see what Tess is talking about.
And they're right in a Mexican jail talking about some, they stuck by me, so I'm gonna stick by them. But that actually might change when you see those 6 mofos sitting across from you, being like, nope, it was her right there, Desiree, it was her. That might actually loosen her lips and she'd be like, oh, so y'all really want to throw me under the bus? Well, let me tell you how all you guys were involved. But let's get to the end of the report, and then we'll talk about how we have definitive proof that not only did I'm about to say Desiree. She's on my mind heavy. This is such good holiday news. But not only was Shanquella completely clothed, but the type of clothes she had on were the type of clothes that no one could have put on by themselves, at least in my opinion. Okay. They said on December 15th, the government of Mexico and the United States held this forum in San José del Cabo, where they shared experiences on law enforcement and discussed cooperation on investigative issues between the two countries. The event was led by the governor of Baja California Sur, Victor Manuel Castro Castillo.
And we know that they're corrupt over there, right? Remember that? They corrupt over there, right? And then this is hearsay, right? So let's stick with math and science. We saw her being unalived, naked. We saw her head get knocked off of her body. We saw her back broken. We saw her lay demise on the floor like that in a position that we saw her body was paralyzed, right? We saw that. That's what we saw. They're trying to get us to believe something that's not visible. They want us to not believe our eyes, disbelieve what we saw. And now we're supposed to believe that she's been dressed in these tight clothes or whatever clothes and moved around and all that stuff. No way. There's no way. MMAX says the average person isn't going to feel comfortable dressing a deceased person. Exactly. Even in nurses don't be feeling comfortable. When somebody go, you pretty much seeing who you could pay to go do your after body care. You know what I mean? You're looking for the CNA, somebody else to go do that because nobody really enjoys handling the body. And that's why I say that.
United States Ambassador to Mexico, Ken Salazar. The meeting was regarding the legal situation of Desiree Jackson, who was being considered a fugitive for justice as long, right? Well, she was considered a fugitive of justice, and she is going to be considered a fugitive in Mexico until she steps foot on Mexican soil. Our understanding, right, is that her Casa de Ella is currently being, Casa de Ella, that's the petition for extradition, okay, is currently being processed for the extradition procedure. And the United States government will determine the exact date she is shipped back. The governments of Mexico and the United States promised to do justice for the crime against Shanquella Robinson. There was the summit. There are pictures from the summit. Of course, this is from the Metropolex. Again, with everything, right?
Did you or a family?
Okay, so, all right. So Jessica says, unless they did it before her body was hard. Do the body get hard right away? Now, see, we're going back to the thing here, unless they did it before her body get hard. My issue is that the body was already badly damaged. So even before it was hard, who's going to have the guts and the stomach to go handle a body with the head hanging off? How many people do you know what that looks like? Okay. So, years I was working in surgery, and when they do the body harvest, so for the people that have, the organs are good and their brain dead, those are the ones that, we like to harvest for, like kidney donate hearts, and just harvest for the body parts and stuff. So when the bodies are being harvested, we take them to surgery, and the parts are removed, and then they're, being iced up and packaged, helicoptered out right away. It's a beautiful thing to see when, they're harvesting those parts. So if you're not, feel good about being a donor, right? Because, your one body could help so many people, helps a lot of people. So all that to say is that once they have harvested the body, and they take everything, they getting bones and all that stuff. What's left, they leave the skeleton, the head, I'm sorry, not skeleton, but the head is left. Everything else has been removed. So it's like it's a face with the body, and looks like a skin, like a onesie almost. It looks like a onesie. That weirded me out the first time I saw that, right? So what I'm saying is that for your first time to see a body detached from the head, you're not going to feel comfortable trying to put a sweater on it. You're not going to even know how do you put the shirt over the head. It's hanging off the body. The back is broken. The person is in this weird position. You're not feeling comfortable touching that. Nobody is. Not even a trained person. You're not feeling comfortable touching that. That's not how the regular people, that's not how you get down. And that's what I'm saying. So it's because of the injury, not because it was stiff and hard or any of those things. It's because of the condition. People don't feel comfortable, like, the body, playing around with it. It ain't, MX said, if anything, I think they would have disposed of her before dressing her. Yeah, and who's going to do all that extra work? That's a lot of work, especially if we already got our cover-up story. The cover-up story is here. Why do we need to do all this changing and moving the body around and dressing it, right? These are all just little things just to get distracted. I don't see any of that happening. I would be physically sick. Exactly. Just looking at a person's body, especially, one that went traumatically, you don't even know the facial expression that's there. That's not a everyday anybody could deal something. So I'm not thinking that, maybe the angry person in there could just be so heartless that they, could do it. But you now got to get other people to, feel that way too and go for it, which I don't think that's happening there. I don't see that happening. All right. So okay. Let me kind of scoop down here. I got some new people in the chat. Welcome to the new people here. Is that my girl down here? What's up, Ty Lieber? What's going on? It says, welcome to All Around Natural Beauty Live. RN chat here. Thank y'all so much for these thumbs up and coming in here. All right. Lisa White. All right. The fight occurred between 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Thank you. Yep. We had heard that too. All right. Like Jessica said, if it happened in the morning, they had plenty of time. Right. And yeah, like I said, we're not disputing the time. I'm just disputing the mindset, to do it, and to the training, right? Because when you first started to do it and you realized how it's not an easy task, it takes, us training on how to be able to dress the body, right? Dressing the body is not an easy task, y'all. That's just bottom line. All right. So, okay. So let's go ahead and see what Tess is talking about here.
Everything, keep this in mind. These are from independent sources. I do tend to believe, like I've said before, I tend to believe local sources and local papers more often than not for reporting what's going on locally. As with everything will come out in the wash. But let's also talk about something new that's coming out, right? This is one of the most important things. We don't know for sure, and we're not going to see until the trial comes. But this is my opinion. It looks like, given new pictures that have surfaced, right? I believe the Metropolis is releasing them on their site, new pictures that I think they're releasing them Tuesday. New pictures that have surfaced. Not only was Shanquella fully clothed, but the type of clothes she had on, at least to me, does not look like clothes that somebody could have put somebody else in unless they got help. Not only that, the medical professionals knew something was wrong. You can tell by the expressions on their face and the look on their face. The medical professionals knew something was wrong. Now let's actually get into this with everything. And this is the most shocking thing. Okay. This is the most shocking thing. And this is the thing that completely blew my mind away. Getting into this. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Getting into this, we know there were 2 technicians from America's Red Cross, and we know that there was a medic on the scene. We know that the doctor is being investigated, right, for lying about what time she died. Now, the Mexico authorities need Desjardins back because people keep asking, why did the doctor lie? I think the most obvious question of why she lied is because it was a cover-up. Now, let's get into that. Why was it a cover-up? Well, somebody had passed away. They knew somebody passed away. They wanted to make the problem go away. Why would the doctor lie for people she doesn't know? I think money was exchanged. I think there was.
I personally never use.
Yeah, so see here. Tay says 6 devils gathered together to form an outlet for the whole situation. Plan B took place after she passed. Yeah, see here. Sandra Reeves says, if killers can kill, they can dress a body. Yeah, I hear you on that. So I'm just saying, like, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. So I don't, I know usually you try to cover up something. I don't know. I just think I don't think it's an easy something for just a regular person to do. And I get if killers can kill, but exactly what about the physical and the actual training it takes to be able to manipulate a body? How are they going to get clothes on this broken back and the head off, right? I don't know. Yeah. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Let's see. Okay, here's a new name. Yakahana Yakazal Yasharel. Yashan Yakazal Yasharel. Okay. They was sick enough to kill her and cover it up. I don't put nothing past those cowards. I feel you on that. And like I said, the reason why I'm saying that is because I just remembered how icky it felt when I would have to come in contact with, some crumbled up, crushed up bodies, this crushed head. One time I was working in surgery, and this one guy got shot 11 times. And, I wasn't aware where all the bullet holes was. So when we got ready to 1, 2, 3 lift, my finger went into a bullet hole and I almost dropped him. I was like, ew, So I'm just saying that's my reason for why I don't think anybody, had the stomach or the guts to just be over there and go there. Like, I've been doing this for many years, And there's still certain things that, could surprise me. Like I said, my finger going into that bullet hole, it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. And like I said, I almost dropped, my half. Ooh, yeah. I wasn't expecting that. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think they anticipated, that they would have the mindset on how to do it too. Like, okay, I have to turn it this way. And if you, how to put the clothes on a body like that, especially one that's all broken up. How is they going to do when her back flopped over? Like, I don't see them being able to do it, or nobody wanting to do it. Virtuous Woman says, I have wrapped a few babies in my career before, and it wasn't a big deal to me. You said, or bodies. I have wrapped a few bodies in my career before, and it wasn't a big deal to me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure people have, done things with bodies before, and it wasn't a big deal. All right. Who moved her to the bathroom to make it appear she was vomiting? I don't know. Like I said, we've heard many stories on that. We heard the maid said that she was found in the room in the seated position that we saw her body being slung into, and that's how she was found. Let's see. Tyleeba says, happy holidays, everyone. All right. Tissa is very beautiful woman. Yes, I love looking at her. She's very beautiful. She looks like Lisa Bonet back in the 80s when she was on the Cosby Show. Let's see. Happy holidays, everybody. Tamika is saying that too. Virtuous Woman is greetings there. Amen to your comment. Yeah. All right. Lisa White Burnett says, she was stiff and cold to touch. That's what the housekeeper said. Yes. A T1 spinal cord injury. You're paralyzed from the neck down. That would be a C1, not T. T is thoracic. C is cervical, and that'd be the neck. So T wouldn't be paralyzed from neck down. Only 15 minutes to live. She was dragged and staged in the bathroom. Remember, she could not walk, guys. Yes. Yep. Let's see here. Beverly Foster says she wouldn't have been able to hold that pose. I don't see how. Scarlett says a internally decapitated body would be very hard to handle, especially for those unexperienced. Yes, and that's all I'm saying, y'all. I'm not saying that, it's impossible for somebody to do it. I'm saying that the amount of mental something to be able to handle a decapitated, to see something like that. Like I said, when I saw the remains of the harvested body, it was an image that I had almost wished I didn't see anymore, because it was, like I said, it looked like the person had been turned into a onesie. Like you could, just, they left the skin and stuff so they could, I guess stuff from for the funeral, so have some feeling off in there, but they took everything. And to see what that looks like, it was it was weird, right? So I was just grateful that I didn't have to do anything to those remains, because I would have not been fun picking up a sack of skin or something that's different like that. So that's what I'm saying, that why I don't think that they did it. Let's see. They did it because they watched her be unalived and had a hand in her unaliving. Heartless demons can do it. I hear you. I like I said, it would take a heartless person to do it. So I'm just saying, like, if they already had the cover-up story, why go through the extra work is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because it would just be more work, right? It's just like, okay, so there's say a person, we got patients that's crashing, right? And you know that the person is crashing, so you get the family together. So, want them to come in before, time's up. Sometimes the patient is not in the greatest condition, right? So we do things like maybe try to hide, like if there's a lot of blood, and so we don't have time to give them a bath and get them all changed and cleaned up, because we know you may have minutes before, they're getting ready to go, we may just kind of, touch them up to make them look a certain way. However, you just seeing that kind of stuff would be difficult. I don't see why go through all of the work of dressing the body when, we already got our excuse, our alibi. Let's see. Michelle Monette says, I saw the video. She said pictures are coming out of her being dressed. Let's see here. Let me go back over here. Oops. Yeah. Okay, we're going back over here. So far, she's just saying hearsay. So,
very present. That's why the doctor's report is so different. That doctor's report is so different than the autopsy, okay? But even with the American Red Cross workers, showed up on the scene, and shortly after that, Dejanay Jackson, Khalil Cook, Malik Driver, and all of them vacated the premises. They didn't even give statements to the police. The doctor was working with her for hours. The Red Cross people came. Okay, so we're there. Let me just roll this back.
So we already know that these are lies, y'all. So that's what I'm saying. If we know that 15 minutes after the injury, Shanquella wasn't here, why are y'all believing that they dressed the body and that the American, all this stuff? This is lies, y'all. Lies. She was gone 15 minutes after the injury that we all saw. So the doctor didn't do no work for no 3 hours. The doctor wasn't working on no pay. No, these are lies, y'all. Lies.
Once the Red Cross people were there,
the Red Cross people, these are more lies. More lies.
Was declared legally dead shortly after. But those 2.5 hours while the doctor was there, the doctor said she didn't know something was wrong. When the Red Cross people came, I have reason to believe, based on credible evidence that I believe will come out on Tuesday, the Red Cross people, that when they looked at that poor angel's body, knew something was up. Their faces, if you look at it, look like concern, shock, horror. They know something is very, very wrong. There is a man kneeling over that little angel, and there's a woman standing over, and they both have looks of grave concern, shock, even horror that something's wrong. And the doctor's face is turned to the side, looking like pure, unadulterated guilt. Unadulterated guilt. But here's the thing that's the most shocking. Here's the thing that lets you know that this was a cover-up of epic proportions. Shanquella, who we saw fighting in the complete nude.
We didn't see her fight. We saw her being attacked.
If what the Attorney General is saying about the medical report, that it's pure garbage, is to believe, I believe that was leaked by the Metroplex first, that they didn't believe the doctor, and everybody else is, and the 2 police officers and an official are all under investigation for bribery, but they need Dejanay Jackson to kind of fill in some blanks.
They don't need nobody to fill in any blanks. All we need to do is see that little video for those few seconds. We see exactly what happened. She slung her over by her neck and she decapitated her. And then she continued to pound her face. She continued to attack her. She kneed her. She punched her. She savagely beat her to her demise. We saw it. We saw the injury on the head. You saw her head fall down to her chest, her back bowed out and her legs sprawled out like that. You saw that. You saw her not able to defend herself because she was paralyzed from the neck down. These are all lies, y'all. So we don't need to believe any of this other stuff about her being dressed. The facts are that she was attacked and unalived in the nude. That's it.
The fact that everybody's reporting is to be believed. It looks like that same, it looks like that she had passed away by the time everybody got there. by the time the doctor got there, she had already passed away. Rigor mortis also might have already been, if not completely setting in. Okay, fine. Why do I say this? Because,
all right, here, see. First one says, Arvin, remember we are dealing with monsters. I hear you. Yes, we are dealing with monsters. We are dealing with monsters. And that's why I'm saying it's important that we stick to the facts, y'all, and stay focused on that. And don't let them get us distracted with all this stuff, because it doesn't matter. Let's see. Lisa White says, those 6 Cabo 6 did not clean her up. Her urine and bowels was still on her. The maid saw towels all in the room and the bathroom. Imagine the smell. Oh, my goodness. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, Tamika. Yep, hopefully y'all hitting the like button. See, very interesting theory. I agree. Michelle said, these people were demonic. There's no telling what they would do. Yep, I agree. I agree, y'all. I agree. I'm just saying, as far as like the time, like I don't see them taking all the time to do all of this. They're trying to hurry up and get their alibi so they can get out of there. They're trying to quickly get out of there. They're not waiting around and say, hey, you know what? How about we go ahead and put the clothes on, then we can stage it and make it seem like that. No, let's take her into the game room. You know what? Better yet, let's do the living room. No. It's back to the bedroom. No, over the toilet. Yeah. And then that way we can say, yeah. I don't see them doing all of that. Like I said before, when I was working with those quadriplegics, whenever they would have the doctor's appointments, it would take us an hour to get them ready and put up. So the thought of them dressing her, redressing her, moving her, doing all that stuff, I don't see that happening. That I don't see them feeling that comfortable taking the time like that. They trying to hurry up and get their alibi and get up out of there before it's found out what really happened. You know, let's see here. Shadow says, why you say she had a bodysuit on during the attack? Then what's with the naked thing? I must have missed somebody's comment on there. Hey, Ebony, what's going on? Good evening. All around natural beauty. Maybe the doctor dressed her or assisted, thinking she may have been more comfortable doing that. No, like I said, doctors aren't spending that amount of time doing anything. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that was a doctor there, because a doctor wouldn't have written that, story. It doesn't sound like something a real doctor would say, right? And or even to take the time to do all that. If I'm going to write the alibi, the excuse, why would I waste the time to dress the body? They're going to just come up and pick up the remains, like, right? Why would I take the time to dress the body? I already have the alibi here. We already got the excuse here. So, taking the time to talk about this is, it's just a waste of time.
Okay.
Uh-oh, here we go. Let me see here. Back to the story here.
The clothes she was actually wearing. Okay, a pair of pink biker shorts. A pair of pink.
Pink biker shorts, y'all. Pink biker shorts, right? Now imagine, these are like spandex, right? Now she had a broken back and a broken neck, head off the body, right? So how are you getting those tight biker shorts over those legs, up over the legs to pull up there when the back is all flopping over and broken, right? That's why I'm saying nobody did all that. Nobody did that. They ain't do that. They ain't did that.
Biker shorts that came down to her knee. Okay? They were long biker shorts that came down to her knee, and a black t-shirt. When the medics were working on her, she was wearing pink biker shorts and a black t-shirt. Listen.
Ladies. Now, how, ladies, come on now. Sisters, right? Too. Biker shorts, right? Are those easy to put on? Right? You easily get off of you. Most of it, you got to do the little jumpy jump, right? To get over the hump, right? How they get them biker shorts up on her? Huh? Come on now. Come on now. Somebody, come on now. Think, right? Let's just think about it. It don't add up. Like I said, math and science, that doesn't add up.
I know you guys want a visual, okay? I believe the Metro MX are going to drop these visuals very soon. This was actually leaked to me by someone. I will wait until an actual journalistic agency drops, but trust and believe. She is wearing pink biker shorts, okay? And she is wearing a black t-shirt. The biker shorts are not short. They are not booty shorts. They come to her knee. Tell me how someone that at worst has passed away, or at best is completely, the spine has left their, at best is completely out of it. Have you ever tried to get a sick child dressed? Have you ever tried to get one of your friends to put their coat on when they're drunk?
Exactly.
Have you ever tried to get a sick relative to put their coat on or shoes on?
Thank you.
When you guys have to rush to the hospital? Now imagine somebody that does not have any life or energy in their body. Imagine.
And they broken up.
Getting a pair of biker shorts. Ladies, or anyone who's on biker shorts. You know how it is when you get out the tub and you try to put leggings on. That is a fool's journey.
Thank you.
Imagine somebody getting a pair of biker shorts that come to the knee.
Yeah.
Tight spandex clothes on a body of someone that is not responding. And that.
So then she's saying the same thing then, right? How is she, okay, she answering her own question right there.
Right? Someone getting a black t-shirt and putting it over their head with two arms sticking out.
And a head that's been decapitated off the body. That's going to look so weird. You having to pick up this head that's bobbling around here, right? And you pulling something over it. Who got the guts to do that?
Imagine that. Imagine doing that without help from at least one other person. There had to be, at least in my opinion, the facts will come out in trial, but there has to be, and this explains why the Cabo 6 are being subpoenaed for a question. And if they do not come with that subpoena, that's when bench warrants or body attachments are issued. If you guys don't know what a bench warrant or body attachment is, it is the exact same thing as arrest warrant, except for arrest warrants have criminal charges. So it's like saying the judge says, go get them boys. On whose authority? They did something wrong. Go get them. I don't care. You gotta.
Did you or a family member?
Let's see here. Oops. Let's see. Wilma Smallwood says, why would anybody say no? Check her organ, then also check the story about the saying that she had information about something that caused her demise. I did kind of skip down here, so I'm not really sure about this here, what we're talking about here. All right, we got some new comments up in here. Angie Hammond said, the saddest part is that this sister couldn't move at all, but her last 15 minutes of her life, she heard and seen what was going on around her and couldn't do nothing. She was helpless, shaking my head. Yes. That is the most horrific part about the whole situation too. And to, what we had to see and know what she had to go through. Bridget says, Mexico issues subpoena for all of them to be questioned. Also, there is photo that will be released soon showing Shanquella fully clothed when medical staff came. All right, here we go again now. Last couple of weeks, they were saying that there was a second video and a third video and all that stuff, right? So what I'm saying to you all, that only thing that we've seen, that's what we have to go by, right? So why would we not believe what we saw with our own eyes? We saw the video. We saw that there was one individual that did the attack. We saw that one individual deliver the death blow. We saw that, right? We saw that. So why are we now talking about waiting for a new video or a new picture to come out to show that she was dressed and all this other information that's irrelevant, right? So you want me to not believe what I saw in the video multiple times and believe that there is some new picture that shows some new evidence and there's a new video that shows somebody else body slamming her afterwards? Please miss me with that. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. No way. I'm going to believe what I saw with my 2 eyes. I'm going to believe that. I'm going to believe what I saw.
Do that at 2 a.m. Go get them because they did something wrong criminally and they need to answer. That's an arrest warrant.
And too, y'all, how come we hearing about this 2 months later? 2 months later, now we hearing about that. Right? Y'all, this sounds like unicorn.
Body attachment or a bench warrant is saying, okay, go get them. They need to be in court. However, they didn't do anything criminally wrong. They have no criminal charges against them yet. But we need them. Go get them. Now, so when you don't show up for a subpoena, that's when they do the bench warrant / body attachment. If you do not respond to a bench warrant or a body attachment, that's when it becomes criminal. And the criminal charge is you ignored a bench warrant or body attachment. Look what happened in the Megan Thee Stallion trial with Justin. Justin was subpoenaed to actually testify. Before you testify, you have to come and be questioned by the prosecutor district attorney's office, okay? He was subpoenaed to testify. He went to the questioning, but when it came time for him to actually testify in court, he decided to be funny and go missing. He was posting pictures in Dubai. Everybody was giggling. Oh, he's busy. He's working. He's out the country. To which I said, that doesn't mean you don't have to show up for court. That's actually worse, right? So what happened? After Justin played all those games, that Friday he didn't show up for court. Well, I think it was that Friday too. If not that Monday, they actually issued a body attachment / or it is a bench warrant. They're the same thing, right? Which operates like an arrest warrant, but there's no.
All right, so let's get some more of these here questions here. But y'all, do you see here? This is just, it's just stories, just to keep this thing stimulating, just things to talk about. But we have to stay focused on the facts, math and science, right? This doesn't add up. These are just new bones that they're just trying to throw at us, right? Why now all of a sudden is it important that we know that Shanquella was dressed, right? This 2 months later, this new information, it doesn't negate the fact that we saw what happened. So just trust your own eyes, right? The rest of this stuff is just story. Johnny says Shanquella's father stated that the lady who assisted him in getting her body back to the U.S. said she was going to put PJ pants and a t-shirt on her, which tells me that Shanquella was naked. Thank you. And we also heard that the maid says she found her naked, stiff and cold in the room in that seated position that we saw her body land in. And that's that. Oh my goodness, I got a lot of these. Okay, and then see, Lisa says that's right. That's right. That's nothing. She may have had clothes put on her twice. Come on, Ebony. All right. Now she's been closed twice. All right. Bridget says no, it more to that video than we saw. Her spine cracked because they stumped her. We saw her spine crack when she was slammed down to the floor. When you see the video, you can see the bow in her back. You can't put your back in that position. You can't put your head down there. Wilma says, why would anybody say no? Check. Okay, I already did that. How did I get up here? Jessica says, those are the facts, but you still have hours that are not accounted for, that are not counted for after the video. Something happened once they cut the cameras off. Yeah, 15 minutes went by and then she was expired. That's what happened after the cameras went off. William Smallwood said the cousin who causes this problem knew something about the unaliving. Scarlett Mee says, you're right. We saw how Shanquella was unalive. That is what matters. Exactly. Yep. So stay focused on that. RN, most of these YouTubers are grifters regarding Shanquella's case. I don't know what grifter is. Let me just Google that real quick. Grifters. What is that? Let's see here. Oh, is that a movie? Let's see here. Let's see here. A person who engages in petty or small scale swindling. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you mean just to be doing this YouTube thing? Okay. Well, that's fair. But, I'm just passionate because I'm like, okay, look, y'all, we need to focus on what happened. We already saw this stuff. We don't need to be distracted with all these little, things to get us distracted with. Hey, Regina says maybe the medical professional dressed her for their cover up. Yeah, I'm going to keep on tossing that one out. Coco Bunny says the other stuff does matter because they have to get some kind of evidence to get them back to Mexico. Plus, they definitely had time because they were making phone calls. All right. Bridget says, I believe she was dressed by the Cabo Six because they would have questions why she was naked to cover up the bruises. Cowards didn't think this entire thing out thoroughly, right? So let's see, money buys cover up. Exactly. So you already paid for your cover up. Why am I trying to stuff your body in these tight spandex, biker shorts, biker pants too, not just shorts, but these are long ones. Do you know how much work that would take to put on there and get these knee-high biker shorts on? Yeah, right. You see, Shadow says she was outnumbered from the beginning. I agree. Yeah. They have cloth biker shorts. Why y'all keep trying to make this believable? We saw her get slung over by her neck. We saw her, get beat to her demise. Bikers and such are hard to pull up no matter who you are. Exactly. Thank you. Y'all, what is this? Why are everybody trying to insist that... All right. Thank you, Beverly Foster. We have another super chat here. It says, much deserved super sticker. Justice, justice, justice for Shanquella. Thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate that. And we are here for justice for Shanquella. And y'all, we, like I said, we about science and math. This isn't about opinions or saying that, somebody's doing something wrong. Like, I still respect and appreciate all these different YouTubers, perspectives on here. But I'm just saying, we all about science and math over here. And getting distracted on if she was somebody put some biker shorts on her. I'm just saying that, we have to just be smart about it. Like, really think about it. Like, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. That is a lot. And like I said, for people, to do something like that on their first go around, and I could put, a broken up body and a decapitated head and a distorted corpse into some biker shorts, right? Why wouldn't they just put the panties and a top on or something like that? But the biker short, that's what, they lost it there. That's how you can tell some of these stories are just too remarkable. Like, they should have left that part out. Like, that's so unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Criminal charges behind it. Those boys rolled up to Justin's daddy's house with SWAT team. The LA County SWAT team swarmed the house and handcuffed it, threw that man down and handcuffed him and arrested him in front of his 8-year-old daughter. That's how serious ignoring subpoenas are. And that's what happens when you ignore. Now, since this is the Mexican government asking the American government, yo, we need subpoenas for them. If they choose to just ignore that means the federal government can send in the federal marshals, send those federal boys in to kick in the door and wave the 4-4. Y'all, the fact that it's progressing so much, the fact that there are now subpoenas that they can drag them down there. Again, Desjardins has not talked, but they need everybody's statement. The fact that now they need subpoenas, again, to me, so you can see.
And yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting conversation. But again, I feel like my job, as the nurse, is to make sure that we stay focused on, the facts, right? So whenever we have these situations, you have a person, one voice, so we can be clear on the things like that. Baby Sis says, I'm more concerned about the doctor's lie and the police letting those idiots get away than what was on her body. All I need is the video. Exactly. Y'all. That's what I'm saying. Just focus on that, because we see all we need to see right there. All the evidence is right there. We see it. There's that's it. Pam says at Shadow, if my memory serves me, those are the 2 cops being investigated. Let me go look up right quick. Okay. Let's see. Tay says, I watch different videos a lot because I want to know. This 2 different broadcasts showed the picture of the awkwardly laying over the toilet fully dressed. So you're saying that you've seen a picture, a photograph of Shanquella's body laying awkwardly over a toilet fully dressed? And this information about this is just coming out now in December, when this incident happened in October, and we are supposed to be okay with accepting these new evidence, this new details in the case. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I mean, this is like, that doesn't seem suspicious to you guys, think about it. Dean Williams. Hello, Dean Williams. New name here. The person that leaked those videos on social media knows something about the incident that has happened in Cabo, Mexico. All right. And see, Sonia says, don't trust your lying eyes. I know, huh? Yep. Don't trust your lying eyes. Okay, yeah. But we'll just trust the lying stories with no visual proof, right? We're just supposed to take the word that somebody said they saw something, right? As opposed to, I know what I saw, right? So I don't even know you, so I'm supposed to take your word about something that you said you saw, but yet you don't even have the proof to show me what you saw? I don't think so. I think I'm going to trust my 52-year-old eyes. I'm going to trust my own eyes here. They haven't let me down so far. Shadow says, where did you see the picture? Exactly. Where's the receipts? Pam, okay. Yeah, where are the receipts at? Yes, those are the first names of the 2 cops. Okay, y'all talking about some other stuff over there. The picture was from the supposedly housekeeper who found her in attempt to cover her tracks. Yeah, we saying where the picture at? You just telling us something. Yeah, tell you why we should believe you instead of our own eyes, right? Instead of our own eyes. Let's see. Adidra says that was the second fight. The second video. I know this mystery video that no one's seen, right? We just supposed to ignore, like, the only video that we've seen is the attack video, that we see the injury happen in the video. We see that. That's what we see. We see that. And then y'all keep coming up with this second video where other people have done some things too, right? So which one is more likely to be the truth? What you saw with your own eyes and what you have seen multiple times. The same video, or the rumor that somebody saw a second video and somebody saw a third video with other people doing other things, right? But nobody's seen it. But we've only heard that people said they've seen it. And they want you and want me to believe that these videos exist with no proof. So I'm going to believe the video that I've seen and that I can see again, because it's out there. It's been in other people's videos. Y'all can look back on some of my lives. I got videos of it. Videos of the attack. But no one has been able to produce or to show a video other than that one video that we've all seen. So until that happens, and even if it does happen, I know that the video that we have seen is the last video, because that video shows the injury that caused the demise of Shanquella Robinson. That is all the evidence that we need. That's all there is to see. There's nothing else after that. That's it, y'all. Oops.
Has not set foot on Mexican soil like the Metropol MX is reporting on December 15th.
Thanks,
they
y'all.
met, and in that meeting, they actually discussed what day Desiree Jackson would actually be held over. It's not as simple as just grabbing you. There needs to be date. There's all these things with the treaty. It's coming. Don't worry. I think it's ridiculous for anyone to believe that Desiree Jackson is on the run. She is not on the run at all. That's ridiculous. To say after this media circus that they haven't been paying attention to everybody in their solar system, they 100% have. Getting back to, again, why they want you guys, she was wearing pink biker shorts that came down to her knees that somehow got put on her body. How could one person do that?
And again, she's just telling us something. We have no pics of no proof of these pink biker shorts. Where did these details come from, y'all? That's how you can tell lies, right? All these details.
Without other people knowing or hearing or even noticing. Not even that, how? Tell me, how said the brown cow? Did you get her? And again, these pictures will be released. I'm just waiting for them. They will be released. Did you get her laying in front of the gray couch? How did you get her body laying under without nobody noticing that you moved her body to a different room? It wasn't the fact, let's just say the person was able to get her dressed on her own. I don't think it's possible. Let's just say they did. Weirder things have happened. How did you move her in a house full of people that just got done seeing y'all fight? Hello, Cook, I'm talking to you. Malik Dry, I'm talking to you. Winter Donovan, I'm talking about you. Alyssa Hyatt, I'm talking about you. How did you move them into a different area without nobody noticing? Y'all, it looks like conspiracy to cover up is on the way. Again, let me just read these reports because this is fantastic news. The Cabo Six are summoned to testify about the crimes committed against Ms. Shanquella Robinson. Again, there is something lost in translation. They were subpoenaed to testify. And that means that they will be interviewed. And that means that the investigation is ongoing. And that means, again, the Charlotte Sheriff's Office sent a series of subpoenas this week to the private homes of the Cabo Six so that they will be forced to appear about the femicide of Shanquella Robinson, which occurred on October 29th. Again, it occurred after the Attorney General of the state of Baja California Sur, within the framework of the Binational Summit of Attorneys General between Mexico and the United States, formally requested.
All right, here is a new name. Vera Toon says, hello, pretty lady. Thanks for this live. I want to point out something that Winter Donovan and Dejanay, however you spell it, has had previous trips to Mexico without Quilla. I believe that doctor is, let me see here. She put something else down here. I believe that doctor is related to Winter, or it's someone they know pretending to be a doctor. Likely Winter also speaks Espanol, hence why she was the one who made the so-called emergency call. Good one. Thank you, Vera. I sure appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Vera. All right. Much love from the UK. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much for your 10 pounds super chat. My first foreign currency. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Ebony says, all around natural beauty. Me again. Just wondering, what do you think the timeline of events is, or more specifically, the timelines from her demise to her body taken away? Well, we saw the one video and we saw that with the sun rising and stuff that we all are agreeing that the time was probably between 7:30 and 8-ish on that. From someone did the coordination to see when the sun rose in Mexico during that time. And from the video that we saw, we were in agreement with that. And see timelines of event. And as far as like with the doctors and all that fake stuff was there. I know that I believe the first interview that they did with Geraldo and that interpreter that had spoke with the maid, that is the correct story, that the maid found her in the bed in that seated position, how we saw her body was left after it was attacked, and that she was cold and stiff when the maid found her and already deceased prior to them arriving with their fake stories. All right, Ray Tia Ellis. Ray Tia says, it's crazy because the person who leaked the original video swore he knew there was a second video by a source close to the aggressor. That's just so suspicious. Exactly. The reason why I'm thinking that they're trying to, say there's other videos and that other people did stuff so they could all, so that the person in the video doing the actual attack can say it was all of us, right? But we saw that one person did the fatal damage. One person, right? So for me, it feels like they're trying to paint the picture that it was other things happen. Like y'all can't prove that it was this part of the attack that caused the person to, cause Shanquella's demise, right? But we can because we saw the video. So that's why they're trying to put this suspicion out there. So, it could be like, well, maybe, Winter did pick her up by her decapitated head and body slammed her down and then they stumped her. Yeah, that's believable, right? So, yeah, they're just trying to, really screw us over with some baloney. Bull's crap. See, Beverly says, Vera Tunes, now, where did you hear that? Okay. Let me move up a little bit here. Johnny says, again, that means that the Cabo 6 crew tampered with the body if she was dressed after being attacked. Yeah. Let's see here. I think they are trying to set up the others to distract us from the real story. Exactly. So they can sow some reasonable doubt or whatever. But yeah, just stay focused on the facts, what we do know. The rest of the stuff, why should we believe somebody else's imagination? They don't even have any proof, right? No proof, no nothing. But they want us to disbelieve our own eyes. Ray Tia says, I think they are trying to set up others or distract us from real story. I agree with you on that 100%. All right, here's another new name. Say, Sweet Escape. Hello, everyone. Y'all better chill on RN so she'll stop screaming at us. Hey, you know how that's how the nerves get. Sometimes we got to take authority and take control over the situation, right? We have to speak with a loud voice. All right. Thank you, Sweet Escape. Appreciate it. Anonymous Lee says, the government is slow. They GoFundMe needs to pay out for mercenary. Move on over here. Shadow says, didn't Father say he saw the body slam video? Heck, Deja grabbed her neck and threw her to the floor. Yes, when she grabbed her, her neck was intact. After she slung her to the floor, we saw her break her neck off of her body. So yes, that's how she was able to do that. After she did that, there's impossible for someone else to grab her neck and do anything to her. So I was saying when they said the second video showed Winter grabbing her by the neck and body slamming her was, a bowl of poop. It's not real. It's not true. And Max says, RN, do you have the video of Shanquella on the hammock? It's probably in one of those videos that I've reacted to, but I don't just have it. Vera Toon said these pictures will be released on the 28th of December on the Metropolex channel, apparently. Okay, well, we'll wait to see that. Like I said, until then, until I can see some proof, I find it highly unbelievable that they took the time to put on some spandex, tight body biker shorts on a young sister, and not only shorts, but knee highs. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Past GM Williams says, are they trying to set a narrative? Exactly. That's exactly what I believe they're trying to do. Let's see. Yes, sheer haters. All right. Anonymous Lee, the U.S. Marshals are already paid to dig them out. Hey, Red Lipstick Hustler. I ain't seen you in a little minute here. I understand where you're coming from, but Queen, Tissa does her homework and has connections that some of y'all may not have. I will not discredit her nor you. I love Queen Tessa. Yeah, it has nothing to do with any love or feelings for Queen Tessa. I'm saying that why, just because I love and care about Tessa, why would I dispute or disregard my own eyes to agree and accept what she is telling me? You're not supposed to accept what anybody tells you but your own brain. You are the thinker of your own thoughts. These are your eyes. These are your perception. I don't know her from a can of paint. We've been watching her videos and she hasn't shown us any proof. She's just made statements, right? So I'm not trying to discredit her or anything. I'm saying over here we do math and science, right? So it doesn't add up that we have these new details months after the incident that we're supposed to now forget about the details that we do have, the facts that we do have, the video that we do have, the video that we have seen, right? And now we're supposed to believe some delusional thinking. Now, I done told y'all already, we don't do delusional thinking over here. I don't care who the person with the delusional thoughts or thinking is. Beverly Foster says, in Mac, that the one when they said we got our first body. Yeah, I think that's the one he's talking about. Let's see here. We move on down here. And this ain't no knock on against nobody. I don't care who the person is. This is I got a brain, I got eyes, I know what I saw. And ain't nobody gonna tell me what I saw. And ain't nobody gonna tell me what to believe. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me keep on moving on down here. It says, Mike exposed one. Exactly. Nazir said we got there. She was in the game room and was playing with her hair, listening to Zah. She was already deceased. Yes. So how did she get there? Those were all lies. He was telling us stories, y'all. So I'm saying these were all stories. All stories, because he had her in two different places in the one story. Right? Michelle Mona says all of them need jail time. I agree with you on that. And see, Beverly Foster says Nazir was saying what he was supposed to say. Agreed upon story by all. Exactly. Exactly. And it was like he was reading his lines. Oh yeah. No. Quilla wasn't at that time. She was wait. In the kitchen. No. In the bathroom over the toilet. And I rubbed her head and I said, come on, get up. And no, we was in the game room. And they was talking about cooking. And yeah. All right. So yeah. All right. Here's the new name. Tasha Baker says, anybody ever get a whipping in the bathtub and how your body seizes from shock? Same thing. Winter should call in and clear her good name. Muscle disconnection is proven by broken back when her body hit the ground. Nazir releasing that video to prove his innocence made it worse for him. I agree. Pam said the doc deleted her Facebook post, but not her friends. Winter is not listed as a friend, so there might not be a prior connection to Winter, but anything is possible. I agree with you. All right, new name, Ms. Locky. Hello, host and chat. Thank you so much for coming and greeting us here. Thank you. You got whippings in the bathtub? Oh my goodness here. All right. Okay, here we go. What's crazy is the FBI is involved, so the stuff that was released before they wanted it to be was removed. Hardcore evidence and topics have been removed and deleted. Okay. Let's see. Bridget says, where was her wallet, debit card? They only gave her mother her clothes and phone. Not only are they murderers, but thieves too. Where'd all these comments come from? Okay. Let's see here. Ebony says, thank you. I agree with you with what you said. I was more wondering what you think the Cabo Six were doing with the hours of unaccounted for time, if they were dressing, moving her body, etc. No, I would be more apt to believe they were coming up, making sure they getting their stories together. I totally don't think they were. I think, they just left that body in the room and let's get over here and do this, Because one of the, like I said, just even being in the room with the deceased body is no fun. Some people even have issues with that. So I don't see them just being all that comfortable around there and stuff like that. I'm thinking that time that they were, ironing out the details for their stories and stuff like that. So, yeah. You see, Stephanie Lisa says, I know the dad had paid for a second autopsy. Yes. Raytia says, yeah, it's believable. It is possible by any chance that she was suffering longer than 15 minutes. By some miracle, could they have snapped her neck at 2:45 to finish her off after realizing how bad? No. Let me see if I can find a little quick video. I hate to keep showing it, but when she was slung over and y'all saw her, you can't put the head back on. It was snapped off. Her head was hanging off into her chest, right? So, unless you were a surgeon to be able to surgically reattach her head back on her body, no. So there's no way. There's no way. And you saw when she flopped down there like that, she was paralyzed in the arch in her back. She had the spinal injury and the atlas luxation of the neck, her head being decapitated. There's no way that after what we saw, we physically saw that there was nothing else after that. She was 15 minutes tops. 15 minutes tops. Beverly Foster says, I sure hate it. It missed have stung something awful. Yeah. Lisa White says, why is Nazir lying? Heck, she was deceased before he even landed in Mexico. She was slammed between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. I agree with you. Nazir is a big dummy. At 12 noon, the maid found Nazir wasn't there yet. Shaking my head. Yeah. Yeah, he was all lies, and he wasn't even really good at it. He had multiple changes in the story and from one lie. Scarlett Me says, what I can't understand is how when the U.S. government wanted the cryptocurrency criminal extradited last week, his ass was handed over to the U.S. with the quickness. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, y'all, for what they're being sought after for, Mexico have their own problems and issues with that, and we know it's a poor country and, it's corrupt. So, I think we will do better to, stand and hope and demand for justice here in America. Teresa Edwards. Hello, Teresa, and welcome. says, we cannot stay focused on the facts until we have all the facts. The short video we saw was not the entire story. The short video we saw showed the actual incident that took her life. That's all. That's what I'm saying. The facts about why and all those things, yeah, we'll let the courts decide on that. But the rest of the stuff about all that stuff, we don't need to know all that. All we need to know is what we saw. What we saw in the video. We saw it. Lying to the police, extortion of money from parents, fleeing the scene of the crime, accessory to the crime, obstruction of justice, Cabo 6. Yes, they guilty of all of that. They all ran out of the room when the maid showed up. We only gonna see the information they want advertisement for. So as soon as the stuff gets posted, not long it's gone. Okay, I feel the same. All right, let's see here. Virtuous Woman says, RN, seeing is believing. I agree with you. Yep. Show me. You see, Dean Williams, all right. I believe that Nazir is the one of the main conspirators. Yeah, we was thinking that it was Kali because Nazir seems to be, kind of more like a minion type. Like, he's told the story, here's what you say. And the other ones seem to be a little bit more sophisticated as far as like knowing to keep their mouth shut. Let's see. Cookie says, whipping in the bathtub. Uh-oh. And say, hey, Tanika, what's going on? All right. Let me see how, I might be pretty far. Hello, how you doing out there? Welcome. Raytia says, because of the alleged post from Dejanay, she tagged Nazir, clear her name, as if he were there at the moment and insinuating that there could be other evidence of the final blow. Right, we saw the final blow. We saw this yank over there, snap the neck like a chicken, boom, 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 knee, elbow, knee, boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. Pushed her down, which broke the back. All that was done. That was it. After that, there was nothing else. 15 minutes later, no more. Teresa says, I believe there are other videos. Just because we haven't seen them doesn't mean they don't exist. Yeah, I believe that the other videos, it doesn't matter. We saw the video that matters is the video that we see the attack that led to her demise. That's it. The other videos will just be extra videos to see. But that was the final video. There was no more attack after that. That was the final video. So if there are other videos, there'll be 1 and 2. But if there's, if they say it's 3, we saw number 3. If they say it's 2, we saw number 2. If they say it's 1, we saw the only one. That's it. All right. Okay. You see here. Those same stories will be hard to see again if it's going towards new evidence in the case to incriminate anyone under the investigation. Global mass communication is used daily, but now I'm going to shut up. Okay, thank you so much, Tay. I appreciate your comments too. Like I said here, we're not about trying to attack anybody or, be mean or anything like that. But like I said, it's about science and math, and it doesn't matter what you say or what I say. It's about what is the proof, what is science, what is math. It has to add up, right? So we're not about not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings or just because we like a person that we have to accept everything that they say. We have to seek truth always, right? And Kendall says, so if the video Jackson is responsible for taking Robinson's life, all the lies from Cabo 6, can Mexico charge Cabo 6 for lying? I don't know what the laws are in Mexico. That's why I'm saying, y'all, we really should be hoping that we will do it here, because if Mexico only sent for like one person to be detained or one person to be extradited, and if they're like 97% of their own femicides are not being prosecuted, I don't see Mexico trying to get all 6. If they do one, it'll be just to, show the people that they're trying to do something. But Mexico has been doing this type of corruption for forever and been getting away with it, right? We saw that the next day they was using that same cookie cutter excuse of alcohol intoxication on another person that was unalived in Mexico, right? These femicides and these unaliving of women is going rampant. That's what they do down there. And Raimi says, how can one just walk around and not feel some type of guilt? Yes, there are people out there that don't have, a conscience, don't feel guilt. Exactly. Cookie says, you are right. I had to spend a day at the morgue in college. A ton of people walked out and couldn't handle it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, and y'all know that I don't have nothing against Tessa Tales. We've watched a lot of her videos, but that doesn't mean everybody is right on stuff. We about facts and science over here. We not caring about who said it, It ain't about that. It's about facts and science, and she could just be educated too, right? Or being distracted. The tricks, the distractions could be working on her, right? It could be working on her because now she's lost focus of the fact that we've already seen the evidence in the videos. The rest of the stuff is just some story to get people talking about something, right? But the bottom line is the bottom line here. Sean says, I wonder if they got the alcohol poison story from the doctor. I think they already had that story because of Nazir, what he said. Oh, and they said that because they said one of their friends had, they had already made this story up. And then too, we saw how Mexico is, good about giving out that excuse, alcohol poison. It's not, it's a common cover-up story. So, yeah. All poop. Oh, I must be late then. I said that a little bit earlier. All right, so I'm gonna skip a couple of these and so we can keep it moving here. All right, here's a new name. Carmen Bean says, it's taking too long for me. They need to be treated like the people who kill little babies. I agree with you. Yeah, but now we just have no choice but to just wait and see, hope for justice. Lisa says, you get a hand clap. You ain't doing a great job keeping this story alive and hot off the press. You get a hand clap. Hopefully that's R. You are doing a great job keeping the story alive and hot off the press. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. We want to just keep everything, with facts and all that stuff. We're not trying to have our own little sidebar here, arguing and fighting over stuff like that. We want to stay focused for the justice for Shanquella. And Scarlett says, if Nazir became a conspirator before or after Shanquella's demise, either way, he conspired at some point. I agree. Like I said, I feel like the thing was planned over here on American soil, and they had a reason for going over there to Mexico. Raytia says, yes, Nazir is the middleman. He was invited by Dejanay on the trip. He says in the video, and I know we don't want to believe Nazir video, but he speaks a lot of truth. We just have to decipher it. Yeah, pick out the bones, huh? All right, Pam says, I'm not sure that the exact severity of the internal injuries can be diagnosed fully from that video. Her hair is covering the frontal view, and we can't make the determination visually. I know that I can't get my head to hang down here in my chest. We saw that. I know I can't get the top part of my back to bow out like that. We saw that. So I know I saw her become a quadriplegic when she slung her over like that. I know what that looks like. I know you can't put your body in a position like, I know you can't not cover your face and defend yourself in a fetal position with your subconscious mind doing it on its own. Your brain is going to try to help you to defend and protect yourself. But if the signal has been severed, that's how you're able to just sit there and let somebody punch on your face like a punching bag. You can't put your head down like that because your head is attached to your body. But hers was knocked off of her body, so that's how we saw her head hanging down. So yes, we can see that. Yes, we can see that. So it's not a diagnosis, it's a visual observation. You can survive with your head off of your body. Nobody can. See, Tanika says the Cabo 6 should have been locked up. What we can take away from this is if you want to unalive someone, take them to Mexico. Shaking my head. This case is just sad because Mexico dragging their feet. Yeah, Mexico ain't doing it. They got 97% of their people that's done this is just chilling. Why y'all think they gonna do something for these black folks, huh? Let's see here. Oh, you see, Fame says, please finish the video. Yeah, we'll finish. We only have a few more minutes on it. Let's see here. Pam says, now I totally agree with you. Okay. I'll do a few more of these and then we'll finish the video. Like I said, y'all can look back through this channel. For the last month, I've been doing these lives on this topic, and y'all will see Tissa Tales is in quite a few of these videos. So I don't have a problem with her, but I'm going to always be on the side of the truth. That is who I am. And that's who I will always be. I'm never going to be on the side of something that I don't believe is the truth. And it's not science or math. Let's see here. Reed says, it's the part where he says he was invited in June, but ignored the text because the person's birthday was a week after his. Basically, that's him and Dejanay's birthday. Okay. Let's see. Michelle says, it will be interesting to see what text messages, recording videos was on these phones. All the videos matter if they are anymore because we don't know what the other evidence is to be uncovered. Okay. All right. So let me see here. This is a good little spot to stop at, and we'll finish up the video here.
The American government to summon Khalil Cook, Malik Dreyer, Alyssa Hyatt, all y'all, right? Again, this is great news. This is great, happy news. Shanquella's family has said from the beginning, the authorities told them nothing, kept them shut out of anything, everything. That is no offense to Shanquella's family.
If you ever dealt with a hanging belly, love handles, or flabby arms.
Sorry. All right. So, where my mouse at? Okay, let me see here. Back over here. All right, so let's see here. King Gray. Hello, King Gray. New name here. In Mexico, you're guilty until proven innocent. Okay. Let's see. We appreciate your patience with us. Thank you, Scarlet Me. This is unfathomable and difficult to process. I sure won't be traveling to Mexico anytime soon. I feel you on that, and it's come up to, we've spoken about that and stuff. And I thank you for appreciating me for being patient too. And appreciate y'all for understanding this is my approach. And sometimes as the nurse, we have to say things that, you may not want to hear, but we have to give you the truth. We have to bring you to reality, right? We don't agree with delusional thinking. Sometimes you have to shake the person and say, listen, right? And then you do this. You have to take that control and with authority. So, and thank y'all too for understanding that sometimes the nurse has to do things that's, a little bit uncomfortable, maybe a little painful, but it's what's needed, right? That's how you have to do it. Sirius Ross says, Nazir said when he arrived, he rubbed Quilla's head. They turned on music, then started to cook food. How he knew to rub her head? Exactly, because Winters FaceTimed him the whole attack. Okay, Sirius. Now see, we had I think it was Sleuthy Lucy had broke that down, that it wasn't a FaceTime. That was actually somebody recording the attack. Yeah. And we watched that video 4 times, 4 times to come to see it was broken down. Akendo says, Ariane, you are absolutely right about trying the case in the U.S. The nation might want Cabo 6 sent back to Mexico because the prisons are horrible. But if we want all 6 in the U.S., exactly. Because, too, if they have the horrible prisons, but they're not sending people there, what good is that? Right? They can have some horrible, grungy prisons that they can get, bread and water, and, but if they're not sending people there, Ray Tia says, great point. A lot of bloggers, social media outlets are distracted by shiny objects and get lost in the weeds, not focusing on the things we can prove with the evidence we are given. Exactly. And that's what I'm about here. Let's not go running, chasing these stories and stuff, right? Try to Bugs Bunny us. Anonymous Lee said, Nazir running around Concord, North Carolina on video showing that he's armed. Yeah, I saw that too. I guess he's, probably worried because people, saying some stuff here. Elise is a CNA. She probably came up with the alcohol poisoning lie. Yeah. Nazir lied about everything except flying to Mexico. Yeah, sad. Let's see. Dean says they planned this before the trip to Mexico. And I'm hoping that could be proven, because then that should be a valid way for America to charge them with something. If they planned it here, because you shouldn't be able to, use a loophole like, you did the crime in another country and get away with that. Like, crazy there. See, Virtuous Woman says, Ariane, please show the video again for the people in the cheap seats. The one that proves that they was FaceTiming. I mean, videotaping the attack. See, Dejanay posted a response to Nazir when they were feuding. What about what you did? Okay, I didn't know anything about that one. Y'all, I logged on. I was sleepy and hit buttons by mistake. And see, Johnny, do you have any thoughts on what Nazir did that he and Dejanay are feuding about? I think Dejanay is probably trying to get everybody to say they put hands on it so we can all share in this here responsibility, which they all should share in it too, because, you was there. And that's how, the laws out here would be. So, you see, Mexico moved faster than the states. They did what warrant weeks ago. It looks like the states are gathering all 6 instead of going after just Dejanay. The states is now the holdup. Oh, okay. Thank you, baby sis. Dean says this was planned before Mexico, and sometimes the one who is the furthest away from the incident, usually the closest to the crime. All right. Hey, Bridget says Mexico get most of their money from tourism from U.S., so I believe they will do something about this case. Well, that's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping. But, I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel too hopeful about Mexico doing something. That's why I'm just feeling like we keep lifting our voices and that, we here in America will do something. Good night to y'all. Thank you, Rod, for coming and giving us your time here. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to do a couple more. Then we're going to finish up this video and we're going to call it night because it's already going on 4 hours here. Let's see. Why is Nazir walking around with a gun if he didn't have anything to do with Shanquella's death? He still can be got. The gun can't protect him for forever. True that. Our anticipatory video coverage is at time just parroting. I was in Mexico recently, had a good time. This incident won't deter me not to go again. Okay, that's good. Good to hear you on that. I have no desire to go to Mexico. But, you know, we saw that it's just not just Mexico. There's other spots out there like that. But I think the people that were feeling that way was more coming from a boycotting type of perspective too, and not necessarily not feeling safe to go, but more or less like not wanting to spend money there in Mexico, who's not, you know, doing anything for us here. Opinions of public, Nazir, the weakest link. Yeah, we thought that too. You see, woman, me either. I've been several times and don't travel with haters or murderers. Yeah, that's true. You know, like I was telling y'all, you know, we need to make sure that we are learning how to judge and feel this energy, learn how to feel, stop, look, listen, and feel for negative vibes, for negative energy, from jealous energy, from people towards you. I will go back as well to Mexico is doing their job. Okay, let's see here. Tashian Baker. If Shanquella had survived, if Shanquella would have survived, they had gotten her help and reattached her head in surgery and all that stuff. She would have been a quadriplegic, paralyzed from the really the face down because she had the head already removed. So it's highly unlikely that she could have survived that. You know, once your head is knocked off your body, that's, you know, kind of a done deal. They are black, so guess what? All right, so here we go, a few more here. They forgot they were regular black folks from the South who worked a 9-to-5 jobs. They thought they had it like that. These 6 are black. That alone will get you a prison sentence. Okay, Raytia says, Johnny, my thing is I haven't seen no evidence that they were from her real accounts because none of them have the same Instagram name as the one originally exposed. But like Nurse said, Johnny, they want to place everyone at the scene. Yes, and to have played a part. Yeah. She wants everybody to take the blame because all we see is that one video with her doing everything, right? With her doing everything. She is responsible for the physical, you know, reason why Shanquella's demise, right? Everybody else is held accountable for being there and maybe part of the whole conspiracy and all that stuff. But the actual trigger puller is that one person. That's it there. All right. So here's my little last one here. I do not believe this was their first time doing this. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up Tessa's video here. We're almost done, and then we'll be calling it a night.
Operate because again, think about it. Because I know some people were questioning if that was actually good. Just think about it. This is why they keep things so close to the chest. Because look what happened with the Cabo 6. Look what happened with Khalil Cook, with Winter Donovan, with Alyssa Hyatt. You remember what happened with them? Oh, I'll tell you. They called the mom and told them some BS story. Half of her family didn't believe it. Shanquella's sister herself said the reason why she believed it is because Malik was like family. So even though things didn't sit well, it was like, come on.
She said Khalil was like family.
Like y'all doing too.
I'm getting sleepy here. I can't go no more on this. All right, so y'all, I sure thank y'all so much for tuning in on this here Christmas Day and all the love and support y'all been showing me. But yeah, that's it. That's all I can do on that there. And I'm going to say that we're going to keep it focused on math and science and the facts, what we can see, right? Trust your eyes. Trust your eyes, trust your instinct, trust your gut, trust what you can prove, right? And stay focused on that. And we here sending up love and support for justice for Shanquella, and thank everybody for continuing on with that. And I'll see y'all tomorrow in another video. Love y'all. Good night. And thank y'all for all the new people and all the new comments. And I appreciate even the questions and, the challenge for all the things here. And everything that I'm saying, please take it in love, right? And that's how we nurses do. Sometimes we got to give that shot. Sometimes we have to do things to you that may not be comfortable. Sometimes we have to tell you things like your loved one isn't going to make it. We have to present things to you. We have to tell things to you that's tough to hear. But that's what I'm here for. Love y'all and see y'all soon. Thank you so much. Peace and love.